It is a Football Friday. Feels like football once again, Flip. We've had another chilly day for everybody.
I made the comment to my wife this morning. I said, we haven't had one game to where it's miserably hot.
No.
Not one.
Crazy.
And usually the first 3 or 4 weeks is what you're dealing with.
Speaking of, it is now a weekend that has your first postseason action of the year, tennis. First postseason coming up next week, golf on Monday. And then all of a sudden, we're 2 weeks from regional cross country and volleyball, and next week starts district football. It is insane how quick this thing goes.
It really flies, and we say that every year, but I've noticed since I now have a kid involved,
it's
going that much faster. I'm just wanting to grasp at it a little bit.
Do all you can.
Hang on, man. Hang
on. We're taking a look at what has happened in the week that was in sports. Let's start with high school volleyball, and we typically start around the Twin Valley League, so let's go there.
Well, it's a good place to start, and I tell you, Centralia continues to dominate this team. I know Coach Kimbrook Tennell got his 600th win, I believe.
Amazing.
Now, think about that, kids. That is
600
That is amazing, and I know you and I both have talked to him before. I spent a couple of days with him last year, and he's a fun guy, so congratulations
absolutely.
To him. He deserves it. They are 30-1 and 11-0 in the TVL. Washington County is sitting at 10-1. They're 21-3. Then you got Valley Heights, Axtell, Lynn, Hanover at 6-5, along with Frankfort at 6-5. They both have winning records: 13-11 for Hanover, 16-12 for Frankfort. So, Centralia, Washington County continued to dominate, but man, what a fun time. And there were some really good games. I noticed Washington County and Lynn. Washington County got it done, but it took 3 to get it done.
Right.
Lynn able to win that second one, and then the third one went down to the wire, 25-22. So some good stuff. Marysville Invitational tomorrow. That will be a good place if you're not doing anything and want to watch volleyball. Both Valley Heights and Washington County are in that one.
By the way, Axtell, Lynn, both ranked in Division II, 1A volleyball. Lynn 3, Axtell 4. Let's jump to Division 1, shall we, Flip? In 1A, you find Centralia ranked number 2 at 27-1. Valley Heights is ranked number 4. Oh, you want to go to 2A? Sure, let's do that too. Washington County, who lost to Clay Center at Concordia last week in a close one. They a 2-point game in the second game, actually dropped a spot, whatever. They only lost to the number 1 ranked team in 4A Division II, Clay Center. So
there you go.
TVL being strong is
it's always strong in
always
volleyball,
an understatement.
always.
Yeah, and then at Clay Center, we'll talk quickly. The Lady Tigers last night hosting Chapman and really steamrolled that Irish team that came into the Tigers Den. Clay Center coach Robert Moran said he feels his team is playing as well as it has all year, all of last year. They're at a very consistent level, and he really likes the way the team is moving forward each week and not just kind of sitting on what they've accomplished thus far.
Well, I know they're having fun.
Yeah.
They're enjoying themselves, and I know last night pretty dominating performance over the Chapman Irish,
right.
And they just continue to get better and better and better.
Yeah, they had 14 kills from Macy Diekman up at the net, 7 aces from Macy Franson. They had 15 as a team last night.
That's pretty good stuff right
Mac
there.
Edmondson, I think, had 4. So, anyway, it's good stuff going on in the NCKL. And right now, 6-2 in league. And they just continue to roll through this season. 25-4, I think, on the year. 6, something like that on the year. I mean,
Sounds about
amazing,
right. Yeah.
Amazing run that they've had at this point. Also, Clay Center Lady Tiger Tennis this past week. Coach Jeff Edwards giving us a look at the Abilene Invitational. And I like the way he put it. He said, last year at this time, we were celebrating our first match wins. This time in Abilene, they almost won the tournament. They took second as a team. That's great
impressive.
Stuff. Hannah Callan, number 1 singles. Chloe Gaug, number 2 singles, both took second. And then 4th places for the doubles team of Hannah Fowles and Emma Girton, and the number 2 double squad of Paige Richardson and Jaden Wilcoxon. And they're getting set for regional competition. Last year, Hannah almost got into the state tournament. She's knocked on the door, and she really wants to make that success story this year going into this weekend.
A lot of fun, a big turnaround for Lady Tiger Tennis.
And numbers out to this year. Which
they've got good numbers.
Really good to see. Let's go to cross country. First, a note on yesterday's cross-country action at Sabetha. Clay Center Tigers, Lady Tigers, that was canceled. They had a huge amount of rain early in the day. They will not make that up, but instead they're going to go to a different meet tomorrow morning. They're going to Salina, the Central Invitational.
Well, it should have a better day for it.
No
At
doubt.
least some sunshine, cool temperatures. This could be a good warm-up match for State. Usually State, you see those kind of weather conditions
That's
that you're
right.
going to have tomorrow.
And Wakefield battled those conditions yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
The course they could run on, but the weather was rainy, windy, brutal, as Coach Ladd Braden said. A lot of hills on that course as well. They went up against Bennington and Natoma, and they went up without John Yenny, who's been their number 3 runner all season. He was out of school for the week due to illness, so they didn't have him. And Ladd Braden pointed out Jordan Colglazer, who needed to run up. He did. He was their 5th best runner, took 17th overall. Their top runner was Brock Barrett, 3rd, Jonathan Bowen, 5th, Hunter Woodhart, 10th, Preston McCullum, 14th, and also in the top 20, Stone Parton with a 19th place finish. And they would take 2nd place as a team behind Natoma by only 2 points without one of their leading runners in the field. So they felt really good about what they did yesterday.
And a lot of runners. And again, the numbers are up on the guys' side. I mean, I know they're not able to compete on the girls' side as a team.
Sure.
They do have some runners. And by the way, the girls' race was canceled in that meet due to lightning. So, but all the guys really stepped up and ran hard. He had
14 runners.
Yeah.
Great numbers out.
And one senior.
Yeah.
Two seniors out of those 14.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
Absolutely. And they will go back to Lincoln for their regional competition in 2 weeks. So
Well, they should be used to the course.
good warm up there for them in that opportunity. And we mentioned golf regionals coming up very soon. The Clay Center Lady Tiger golfers were going to be at St. Mary's course yesterday, and that was postponed due to rain. So
Yeah, that wasn't happening.
no, there was no chance. So they've got a big opportunity coming up as they head into regionals on Monday. They'll be playing at the Heston course, I believe.
I think that's right.
Regionals is at, and that's a really nice course from everything I've heard. And so they'll be traveling there on Monday morning, getting ready to go and trying to get back some golfers back to state again.
And they should have some decent weather for that too. It may be a little
Monday.
bit damp when they're starting, but I
Right.
think Monday should be ideal conditions by the time they get into the meet. So
Yeah.
good luck to them.
Good point. Coming up, we're looking at football, and there are some great matchups.
Oh yeah.
Again, as there is each and every week. Stay with us. Pregame is on the way.
I have bad news. Jake from State Farm does not work in our Clay Center office, and we don't always wear khakis. Good news is State Farm now offers great home and auto loan rates in addition to the auto, home, life, and health insurance that we're known for. Call Dave Borgerding, your State Farm agent, to schedule an insurance and financial review. Now here's
Scoutin'.
from the Lincoln School to sing the jingle.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back on pregame, and now we talk a football Friday night of matchups, and there's some good ones on the way tonight. Of course, I mentioned a week from district play. That is for much of the KCOY community. Some started last week, and much more of those district competitions are starting to mean things even beyond league play and so forth. Let's start with the Wakefield Bombers, who are at Lakeside Downs. That's a 3-2 Lakeside team. The Bombers only lost this year, of course, to Hanover, 4-1. Wakefield's putting up some great numbers this season.
They are. They're putting up great numbers. Defense is shutting teams down. They're doing a great job. I wondered how they would rebound after that loss to a great Hanover team. That's obvious, and they've rebounded very, very well. They put up over 100 points in 2 games against Rock Hills, and they shut out Lincoln last week. And that's a pretty good Lincoln team.
Yeah.
Also 48-0. So Lakeside Downs, they've lost 2 in a row. One of those being to the Clifton Clyde Eagles. The other one to Osborne, which I'm throwing out the window because
Amen.
Osborne's incredibly good. But I think it'll be good for Wakefield. I think they can come out of there with a win.
Go on the road for it, but
It'll be a tough one on the road. They'll have a little tougher time, I think, than they did with Lincoln. But I think the Bombers come out on top in the end.
Southern Cloud Warriors still looking for win number 1. They go on the road to face Axtell, which is 3-2. So we go from Southern Cloud and make our way into the TVL tonight. But Southern Cloud, again, 0-5, Axtell 3-2 in tonight's matchup.
Yeah, and Axtell, they're looking pretty good over the last couple of weeks. Now, they've been out of state 3 games in a row. So that's a little bit hard to gauge. They came out strong against Frankfort. And, that's a Frankfort team that knocked off Clifton Clyde early in the year. They win 62-28. Southern Cloud, again, just searching. They are putting up points. They did not against Lynn, but again, that's a pretty good Lynn team. So, we'll see. We'll see. They're just searching, Rock.
Yeah,
just
I know.
searching.
Lynn Bulldogs, you mentioned, they're 3-2. They go to a winless Rams team. Blue Valley's 0-5, but they do host that tonight in Randolph. The Lynn Bulldogs they've been impressive this season at 3-2.
Yeah, they have. They've lost to Hodgman County, who's I believe Hodgman County is ranked, and also Chase, who maybe has one loss. So their 2 losses were to quality teams. And at 3-2, going into an 0-5 Blue Valley. Again, I think this is another team like Southern Cloud that is searching. They lost a lot of good players off that team last year, and they're looking to replace them. So I think you're looking at a pretty young Blue Valley team, and I think numbers are down a little bit for them.
Let's go to Frankfort. The Wildcats 2-3, as you mentioned. They've done some good things this year. They're hosting 1-4 Pike Valley tonight.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Pike Valley other than what their record is. Frankfort coming off a tough loss to Axtell, and again, I think that's a pretty good Axtell team. We just talked about them. They're 3-2. I think they're a legitimate contender in that Twin Valley League. I don't know. This one is probably a little bit up in the air. Pike Valley, I just don't know that much about them. They did beat Blue Valley last week, and the games they've lost have been tough ones in their league. Thunder Ridge, Rock Hills, Lakeside, Beloit, St. John's.
Yeah, sure.
They played some tough competition.
State-ranked teams there. So
and I'm sure that Frankfort will not be looking past them.
Agreed. Let's move over to Clifton Clyde. The Eagles 1-4. Still a surprise to read that record. We've talked about it each week, and this week it's no easier. Flip. Osborne 5-0, state ranked. They're one of the tops in the state of Kansas. Go into Clifton Clyde tonight.
Well, and Coach Steve Tiernan, let's give a little shout out to him. This is a guy that was in that terrible motorcycle accident that used to coach at B&B, and was not even expected to live. Let alone he's back on the sidelines. He's been back since week 2, and that's incredible to see. Kids are fired up. That is a crazy good Osborne team that is putting up some incredible numbers. Clifton Clyde, again, this team is an enigma. I cannot figure them out, and I'm sure they're having trouble as well. This was a team that the expectations were high. They're going to have their work cut out for them, but they're perfectly capable of lighting it up.
Right.
And they're going to have to.
Yeah. Hanover goes into Lincoln. Of course, the Wildcats, just talked about Osborne. They're the team ranked ahead of Osborne. Hanover, number 1 in the state. They take on Lincoln. The Wildcats are 5-0. Lincoln 3-2.
Yeah, Hanover over 5 games has had 52 points scored on them over 5 games, and have put up and are averaging well over 50.
Absolutely.
And
their lowest output this year has been 50.
Yeah, that's the lowest that they've scored, and that was, I think, a game that was called
right
at halftime. So I have not seen Hanover play, but I know they ended the game against Wakefield at halftime. I am familiar with the Wakefield team. This Hanover team is incredibly good.
It's good.
Looking down the line at that last game of the year on Thursday, October 30th for Hanover.
Yeah, I think that's been earmarked by a lot of people.
You think?
Osborne, Hanover.
Yeah,
matchup.
Osborne comes into Hanover.
It is at Hanover, yeah.
Yeah, there may be a standing line.
I agree.
Out around Highway 36.
Yeah, on a Thursday evening. Look out. Let's move up to the 11-man TVL action for tonight. Washington County is 3-2. They take on the McLouth team that is 3-2. It's at home for the Tigers this evening.
Yeah, I don't know that much about McLouth. In fact, I don't even think I could tell you where McLouth is other than they're 3-2. They won 3 straight. Their losses are to Royal Valley and Oskaloosa. Washington County on the other side. This is a team I think that's kind of got it together. They lost their opening game against a good Troy team. They got beat by Centralia. Centralia only put up 32 on them.
And that's saying something.
That's saying something. So they beat Onega, Doniphan West, and Valley Heights pretty easily. So, this should be pretty good. I mean, they're back at home. I think Washington County can probably handle McLouth.
The matchup for the Valley Heights Mustangs tonight, they go on the road tonight?
They're home against Onega.
Onega, that's right.
Tonight. Yeah, and they're coming off a good win after losing 2 straight to Valley Falls. Both of these teams are 2-3. Right. I think this is a pretty good game. This may be the top matchup in the TVL tonight.
Yeah, that is a true league game.
That is a true league game. Exact. Yes. Thank you.
Because we're about to move to the matchup of the night. I know some guys that'll be a part of this game officiating this evening.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
and that's a huge game to get a chance to go in and be a part of. Rossville at Centralia. Both teams are undefeated. Both are state ranked in the top 5. Rossville's been right up there in the top of the mix for the last couple of years. This will be some kind of dogfight.
Well, and actually, I talked to one of those officials and said, good luck with this one, because you've got Centralia that's going to come at you in the single wing, and they're going to drive it down your throat, and then you've got Rossville that's going to run you to death.
Right.
And that's
get in space, and
that's what they do.
Yeah.
And wow,
that should be a great
I mean,
matchup.
that just should be crazy.
Yeah, one of the top matchups across the state, really. Any classification.
No doubt.
Riley County Falcons are at St. Mary's. Both these teams are 2-3. The Falcons kind of got it going last week. They had big numbers. Trace Nelson had an option pass early in the ball game, hit his quarterback for a long drive downfield, and then Staten with 122 yards on 18 carries really loaded it up as they went over Rock Creek.
Well, and I think this is a good matchup for Riley County. You know, St. Mary's has lost 2 straight. Now their losses were to Silver Lake and Rossville. They beat Wabaunsee. They lost to Concordia. Barely beat Marysville in that opener 8-0.
Right.
And Marysville's going to sneak up on some people, but we'll get to that in a minute. I think this is a good matchup for Riley County. I think it sits well for them, and I think it's a good time for them coming off that win against Rock Creek.
You mentioned Marysville, 0-5. They're hosting Chapman, 2-3 tonight. The Irish coming off a loss last week. And Marysville still trying to fight and battle. Last week, they actually put up a pretty good fight early against the Abilene Cowboys before it got away from them.
You mean Chapman?
Yeah, Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman played Abilene. Concordia played Marysville. I did talk to the officials, same group of officials that did that game. They said Marysville looked good, and Concordia
actually it was
back
Marysville, but it was Concordia they played. But
yeah,
they were first half were right in the mix, and then
19-6.
Yeah.
Well, they went up 6-0 apparently, and you know, this is a Marysville team. They're going to sneak up on somebody. We saw flashes when the Tigers played them. They have athletes. They're just a little bit disorganized. And honestly, I think it's one of those things, and I've said it before, you forget how to win after a while. And you just forget what that's like, and you got to get that culture back. And I think Coach Dustin Hoyer is doing all he can to get that back. He's getting guys buying into it, and that starts to be a dangerous team. So, you know, with Chapman coming in, that front line of Chapman, though, the defensive front is as good as I've seen.
Yeah, very impressive. Concordia at Wamego, this rival's one of the best matchups of the night, both 4-1, both trying to hang on to hopes of maybe sharing an NCKL crown. This should be a heck of a game.
Well, it really should, and I think, you know, with the Panthers, we saw Wamego last week. Their athletes are really good. We knew they were, but I think some teams have maybe figured out how to deal with that high power offense. And, you know, if you think that Concordia didn't pay attention, think again. But this is going to be one annoyed Wamego team, and they are back home, and they are incredibly tough in their own house.
Very true. I think it's going to be a great matchup. And then the game that is just about to get going toward pregame, the Clay Center Tigers hosting the Abilene Cowboys. Great rivalry over the years, long-time rivalry. They go head-to-head tonight, and Abilene is probably a little better than expected, I think, record-wise. They had a lot of talent coming back with Simpson, a new head coach there coming in. They have just taken off and really played well this year.
Well, they have, and I just think nobody knew what to expect. We knew in this area that what they could be based on their talent. But again, this is an Abilene team that's given up 28 points over 5 games. Defensively, they're very good. Offensively, they've got a lot of different weapons. And Coach Steve Simpson obviously has come in there, and he knew what he was doing. And they were, you know, when they hired him, everybody said, "Oh, great." Yeah. You know. Yeah. So anybody from Clay Center said that.
Yeah.
He's got a great resume, and he's done a great job with Abilene. You know, Clay Center's going to come out and they're going to play. It's Clay Center Abilene, man.
Should be.
I mean,
and Clay Center played the best game they've played this year last week.
They did. They played very well. And when that game got over, we said, well, I think Abilene will take note of this film.
I'm sure.
And see what happens.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure.
We'll be ready.
Lots of fun on a football Friday. Flip, enjoy it.
I will.
We'll be back. We'll have a chance to talk with the head coach of the Tigers, Todd Rice, and get you ready for pregame and kickoff coming up at 7 p.m.
Football season is the favorite time of year for the guys at B&D Sandblasting and Painting. They specialize in sandblasting stock trailers, hay trailers, and semi-grain trailers. They can make your old trailer look like new and maintain its function and value with their high-quality primer and paint. B&D are also experts at installing seamless guttering on your home or business. When their work is done, you can bet they'll be at the football game supporting the Tigers. Give B&D Sandblasting and Painting a call at 632-0696.
A rivalry game rolls in to the Den tonight. Clay Center, Abilene. Probably enough said. Pre-game is here, being brought to you by Clay County National Bank, B&D Sandblasting and Painting, and State Farm Insurance. Clay Center, David Bogerting, agent. When we come back, we'll talk with the head coach of the Tigers, Todd Rice. Pre-game from the Den continues next.
Many life lessons can be learned when you participate in sports, like the value of perseverance, hard work, and teamwork. The whole team here at Clay County National Bank is proud to support the student athletes of our community, and we applaud them as they grow in skill, strength, and character. When you push yourself toward excellence in the classroom, on the field or court, or in your business, you develop skill and self-confidence, and these attributes will serve you well now and in the future. Best wishes for success, Tigers, from Clay County National Bank, member FDIC.
Back on Tiger pregame and joined now by the head coach of the Clay Center Tigers, Todd Rice. Coach, you guys get Abilene coming in tonight. Let's go back to Homecoming Football Friday. You know, outside looking in, and I know you guys see your team day in and day out and know a whole heck of a lot more than we do from sitting in a booth on Football Friday nights. But from our take, that was the best this team has looked against a really good Wamego team last week. You had every right to win that game. I know the W would have been so nice, but I just thought your kids played so hard and with some great passion last week.
Yeah, they really did. I thought we prepared real well last week. Our kids love playing at home. We've been on the road 3 or 4 weeks, and that's kind of a challenge too with the young team. And our guys came out, played well, and then unfortunately had 2 or 3 big breaks go against us in that game.
The first break you made for yourself was when Wamego drives down the field and you guys stand up, and I mean stand up to a team that they can move the ball all over the field against anybody, and you guys within 5 yards of the goal line just stood up and didn't let them get in there.
Yeah, we've for the most part been pretty good in the red zone this year, and our kids believe in each other, and they do a great job of being gap responsibility sound. And we talk all the time defensively, you're just one piece of the puzzle, and each guy has to do their job. And through those cases, we were able to do that in a big situation there.
Austin last, I know that everybody had to be in a gap and make those things happen, and it was such a great team effort defensively. But this season, it just seems to me that Austin last has been a guy, and we mentioned in the broadcast last Friday, that's having fun, is being a leader, and has just gone out and given a great effort, I think, from start to finish in your football game. He's a tremendous leader on the interior, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he is. Austin's a funny kid, a fun kid to hang out with, and he kind of brings that energy and that enthusiasm with him. And he has that ability to really turn that on game nights and bring that. And he brought some really good physicality on the inside. Had a couple big-time plays where it really showed up, but just down in and down out. And, with our lack of depth, unfortunately, our guys up front have to play quite a few more snaps than what a lot of these schools are doing. So I think it's a pretty good challenge for those guys, too.
Well, your guys were able to really hold Wamego in check with the running game. The passing game that is their bread and butter for the second week in a row, they gave up some interceptions. Your guys made some great plays. Tyler Young's interception, I thought it was incomplete for a while, and he just hung in there on a play that I thought he read a few where he got close, but he read that one so well. He jumped that route so quick, and then the ball tipped up in the air, and somehow he brought it down.
Yeah, and he's kind of struggling a little bit with a hand injury, so that kind of made it a little bit more of a challenge for him as well. But I thought our guys really broke on the football well. Maybe could have had 1 or 2 other interceptions. Hunter Mullen had a huge one. Ricky got one right before the half. And, I was real pleased with how we tackled in space. We played this team last year, come off of playing a couple heavy run teams, and then you play a spread team. It's a whole different deal, and you're out in space a lot more. And I was real pleased with the disc form of how our kids reacted.
You mentioned Hunter Mullen. He had a huge punt return, the near pick six that he took in that real weird penalty that was called that took us from first and goal at the 1, out to about the 20-yard line. I know that was frustrating for everybody that was rooting for the Tigers on Friday. But Hunter Mullen, all of a sudden, we started calling his name a bunch, it seemed like, Friday.
Oh, he just really made some plays. We moved him around. He went to the Rover last week instead of being, he's been all over the place. He's been at the defensive back, been on the strong side. And, he stepped up, just had some huge plays. He's fearless as a punt returner, had to, really flip the field on that. And, just another one of those guys that just really step up.
Offensively for you guys, it was a great game plan that was part of, holding Wamego off the field, and it's eating up clock, and you guys did chew up yards, you ate up clock, you moved the ball, and you just didn't get to the end zone as much as you wanted to, and there at the last seconds, a chance still to tie if you could have punched it in and got the 2-point conversion. But your offensive line has to be doing some good things, because Gabe Ware and company, I thought, had some opportunities to kind of read and then run on Friday.
Yeah, they really did. Wamego runs that 5-3 front, so you got a lot of guys in the box. And Gabe and Adam and Ricky's been at that fullback. We've had to do it by committee since Bailey has been out. It's been a big adjustment for us. I thought our guys did a really good job on that, and we're trying to get all aspects of our triple option, but you got to take what the defense is giving you. And I just thought we had a couple huge drives. The one right before half where we ate up a big chunk of time, scored, gave it back to them with 30 seconds in the half. And then at the end of the game, I think we ate up over 6 minutes off the clock. And either we were going to tie that up and take it in overtime, or that was going to be the ball game. So I thought we did a lot of really good things with efficiency on the clock.
It's a great high school football game, I thought, last Friday. Hard fought. I know we wanted that win, but your guys had to come out of that with some confidence. And you now take on an Abilene Cowboys team that certainly has their share of confidence. They're 5-0 and really playing at a high level under a first-year head coach, Steve Simpson, that, people wondered how they would adjust. Well, obviously they've adjusted quite well.
Yeah, they're a real senior-loaded team. It's kind of been waiting for this group, and Steve's come in and doing a great job. And I think in the past they've been well coached too. So they've just got a really good senior group. Harley Hazlitt, at quarterback, has just been making phenomenal plays for them. Hokeman at tailback. They've got some kids that have played a lot of football, and this is a really veteran team that they have right now.
Another good test. I know last week everyone talking about Wamego, and you guys knocked on the door. It'd be a great opportunity for you guys to go out and get one tonight. Coach, best of luck. Let's go get the Cowboys.
Thanks a lot.
Back on pregame in just a moment.
Tiger football on KCOY is brought to you in part by Republic Valley Irrigation, Subway of Clay Center, Briggs Auto Lane in Manhattan, Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack, Central Valley Ag, Citizens National Bank of Clay Center, Greenleaf, Belleville, and Concordia, Twin Valley, Bruna Implement, Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement, and Oldie Seed Farms.
Well, on what has turned out to be a gorgeous football Friday for football weather, at a wet track to say the least, but the clouds are clearing, Chet. The skies are starting to move in a direction that's going to be perfect for a football Friday night. Welcome to the Tigers Den, Clay Center, Abilene. As I said at the opening, that's probably enough said for many. We'll get to Chet's thoughts here in just a moment on that. Along with Chet Carlson, our studio engineer is Darla Pearson. Rocky Downing with you. Welcome to a Football Friday from the Den. An NCKL matchup. The Tigers last week, Chet, probably, no, let's scratch that. They did play their best football of this season. Defensively, they allowed really nothing. If you think about that football game, there were two miscues that set up touchdowns. One, they gave a short field. One was a stupid score from 40 yards out for the Wamego Red Raiders. For the Tigers, they did everything they could to put themselves in position to win that football game. The only thing that didn't happen on Homecoming 2014 was a W, but they played their best football this season.
Well, absolutely. I always cringe when the phrase good loss is used, because of what that all means. But we have 2 wins, and I would say our game last Friday was better than – it's in our loss column, but it's better than either of our wins. We came out of that game with so much that we needed at this point in the season to roll forward. Now we move forward, as you just said, to the Clay Center Tigers and
the Abilene Cowboys. Chet, I know you just looked at me before we came on the air and said, this is my rivalry, Abilene. He says this every time we play Abilene because you growing up, this was a team that you butted heads with over and over again, and it was the game. It's not changed a lot over the years for a lot of people. Some will say Marysville maybe steps in there. Concordia and Wamego and Chapman have certainly stepped up at different eras and become the game. But for a lot of people, this is always the one that circled on the calendar.
And era is the word I was going to use. There's different people from different eras that have maybe a different rivalry, but there's a pretty good batch of us that every time we drive into Dickinson County, our blood pressure goes up, and every time they come to our field, the same thing happens. Just things go to a different level than any other game for some people.
And what makes a good rivalry, Chet, is the fact that on the other sideline, the same feelings are there.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm going to put our guy on the spot just a little bit. We got Caden Gator Anderson with us. He's coming off of an injury and rehabbing, and he needed to keep a cast dry. So he said, could I sit in the booth? And I man, you're welcome to our booth anytime, and I think you should know that. But he was just talking about going to school with the Pope brothers at Tabor. He's a Blue Jay now, Caden is. Those guys are as well, and he said it's weird to have gone up against them in such a rivalry atmosphere. Now really they're best friends. So that happens a lot too, but when you're go head-to-head on the field, it's serious business.
Well, it really is. And, you know, a lot changes between individuals, between the age of 18 and 25, between individuals. But still, when those other colors are put on, that same feeling returns just in a snap of the finger.
Captains are meeting on the field right now for the coin toss. We're about ready for kickoff. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We'll have that booth from the Den coming up next.
They say you don't become number one by being lucky. Valley Irrigation is proof of that. No one sells more pivots than Valley. Smart growers know the legendary quality and durability of Valley pivots are second to none. From structural superiority to technical excellence, there are more reasons to choose Valley.
See Republican Valley Irrigation or call 632-5588.
So, Chad, we've talked rivalries. We've talked throw the records out the door. Everybody says that all week long, but the records do stand for themselves. Abilene 5-0. They've been impressive. They're guaranteed a share of the NCKL crown already with what they have put together on their resume. Their district is unreal the next 3 weeks, the second season. But right now, Clay Center at 2-3 played so well against Wamego, against this 5-0 Cowboys team on a wet track out there. You can throw the records out, but they're still going up against the Cowboys team that is state ranked in almost everybody's polls.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like you just said, they face an unbelievable district almost every year. Well, at least for the last 4 or 5 years, our league title has come down between Abilene and Wamego game or some share of it. And, you know, Wamego, look at how many years they've had such a tough district. But, yeah, we got to tee it up right here. Put the ball on the tee. Abilene's going to receive. We got to play this game on a wet field, and it's still Clay Center Abilene.
Can you believe I just said next week begin district play?
I know.
It's unreal how quickly the season does fly by each and every year. By the way, the district for the folks we just talked about, they host MAC. They go to Hayes. They get Bueller at home. I mean, that is a gauntlet to run through in district play. Wamego saying, yeah, ask us about last year and see what that's like, but we'll see what Abilene's able to do. First, though, there's some business to take care of tonight. The Clay Center Tigers will kick off the football. Zeb Bloom will do the kicking. Abilene has a couple of runners back at about the 20 and then one deep inside the 10-yard line to return here on this football Friday night. We're about ready to go. The wind is laid down. Wow. The sky is clear. This is a beautiful night for football. Bloom puts the boot into the Tasty Pastry kickoff. It's going to take it back to the 5-yard line, out to the 15. Now near the 20. Hesitation move, moving backwards, and tackle made by Ricky Hughes. And the Abilene return man that time getting downfield, Trey Bender, but Hughes corralled him and made a great open field form tackle, and Abilene will take over at about their own 20-yard line. The Tiger defense looks like this up front. The ends are Zeb Bloom and Dylan Carlson. Inside in the middle is Austin Lass and Evan Stanley. The linebackers outside, Brady Hamill and Hunter Mullen. Inside, Gabe Ware and Jace Casper. The corners are Colvin Laffrey and Tyler Young, and Ricky Hughes, the safety. Abilene lines up in a pretty straight formation, a receiver to both sides. The tight end is to the, actually no tight end, 2 backs behind Harley Hazlitt, who has had an unbelievable year thus far. The run's going to be taken through the middle by Tanner Hookman. You'll hear that name a lot. He's able to catch the ball. He's able to run the ball. We've seen him in all the sports for Abilene. Very, very fine athlete.
There's been Hookmans coming through for 20 years, and he's a good one. Harley Hazlitt came into the game last year when we played him as a sophomore, and we got an impressive look at the kid at that point in time.
Hazlitt is a junior, and now the full-time starter, Chase Stalder, who shared some time at quarterback last year, now a wide receiver. He's split out to the left side. He is covered up by Colvin Lafferty, and then Tyler Young has the assignment on the opposite side, which is Dalton Goodwin. Hazlitt, handoff left side, little stutter step by Hookman. He'll be tackled, but not before he gains first down yardage. Hughes with the tackle, but Tanner Hookman's going to pick up 7 on that carry and get it out across the 30.
He had a pretty good hole because he was patient. You know, his offensive line made an opening, and they also got those interior linebackers a little bit. So he was able to pick up good yardage there. But if he'd hit that hole too fast, he would not have. His patience got him the yardage.
Thus far, Hookman's made a couple of cuts in the interior, had no problem with footing. We'll see how that goes, Megan. It is a very, very wet field despite how good a shape it is in. Handoff right side. Hookman again. He's hit near the line of scrimmage. Dylan Carlson, and then Brady Hamill helping out. There'll be a gain of maybe a half yard at most. The Tiger defense really standing up nicely there.
They really did. Everybody on that side of the field did their job. They stayed and did their job. Dylan Carlson able to put a big bear hug on him, and then Brady Hamill in to help finish on the tackle.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Abilene Cowboys as the Tiger defense makes a very nice play. Dylan Carlson outside, as Chet mentioned. He has the first contact, and then Brady Hamill finished it off after that. 2nd down 10, about 2 minutes into the opening quarter. Abilene shakes their lineup with more of a pistol formation. They put 2 receivers wide left, and from the gun, Hazlitt is going to run it. Ducks inside, now gets by a tackler in the open field. He's to the midfield stripe, tackled from behind by Ricky Hughes. That's how dangerous Harley Hazlitt has become this season. If he gets any type of window, he'll attack it.
And once again, I got to talk about patience, waiting for the block, and that's what he did there. He waited for his block, and then he made his cut and his move, and good yardage for Hazlitt.
Well, a designed run, a quarterback draw, I guess is what you would call it out of the shotgun, but he really didn't wait for the gap to open up, and then they really attacked it and able to get out to the midfield stripe. So under 10 to go, now Abilene has it 1st and 10, just edged across the 50-yard line. Hazlitt goes back under center now, hands off left side, and this is going to be Hookman. The carry out is tackled by Dylan Carlson again, and Brady Hamill tag teaming on the tackle. It's a gain of maybe 2, 2nd down 8.
Well, that's twice in the last 3 plays. They each got half a tackle there, and they make a pretty good team and did a good job there holding them to 1 to 2 yards. You know, I know that Abilene and Harley Hazlitt would rather go out of the shotgun, but I was watching them have a lot of trouble with that wet ball out of the shotgun. So we've already seen them take more than 50% of their, maybe only 1 or 2 out of the shotgun, so far in this game, but here they go in the shotgun.
Stalder goes right as well as Goodwin. And then Hazlitt is out of the gun. And he's going to look right, takes it, carries an option pitch. He pitches as he's getting tackled. And now the first slip we've seen on the football field. He got it to Tanner Hookman. The Tigers defended that really well. Had a hit on Hazlitt. He got rid of it as he was being hit. But then Hookman slips, and it brings it up 3rd down to 11.
Zeb Bloom did a great job of getting into the backfield there, getting pressure on Harley Hazlitt at the quarterback position, and staying with him. Lots of times, you'll get to that guy and you'll buy off on a little bit of a head or an arm fake, but he stayed with him, made him make kind of a questionable pitch. Tigers on good coverage.
And Abilene with an early timeout here. Face 3rd down and 11 at the midfield stripe. 8:31 to go, opening quarter. More Tiger football continues after this on KCOY.
At Central Valley Ag, we're growing agriculture together. With multiple locations across Nebraska and Kansas, CVA is uniquely positioned to offer producers access to export, processing, and feeder markets for grain. Central Valley Ag is committed to adding value to producers' grain bids by serving as their connection to end users. CVA is also dedicated to providing innovative solutions in the development of a long-term strategy to help each grower achieve consistent profitability. Stop by Central Valley Ag today. Learn more about how we're growing agriculture together.
Back again at the Tigers Den, Clay Center, scoreless against the Abilene Cowboys. Opening drive of the game for the Pokes out to the midfield stripe, and now faced with 3rd down 11. You mentioned Zeb Bloom. We've mentioned his name quite a bit lately, but for a sophomore, we've talked about his athletic ability, right? But it's also a lot of times we've talked about his contain ability and just not doing something you shouldn't do and opening something up.
And the maturity he plays with. You know, he plays not like a sophomore. He plays like he's been playing on Friday nights for a long time.
Hazlitt from the gun. He wants to pass. Stands in the pocket. Pressured by Bloom. Now tucks it and runs it up the field. He's across the midfield stripe. Dances outside left. Tracked down and knocked out of bounds finally by Jace Casper. But Harley Hazlitt, who was in trouble in the backfield, got outside, broke one tackle, and then Austin Last did a great job to push him toward the sideline, and then Jace Casper finally got him out. But Hazlitt, dangerous again running the football.
He's the kind of kid that leaves people on their hands and knees grabbing grass and hitting the ground, you know, because it's so frustrating. He's big, tall, athletic, fast. He's shifty, and he escaped a number of Tiger tackle opportunities there to pick up the first down.
He's tough to tackle in flag football, let alone when you're trying to actually tackle him to the ground. Hazlitt now will throw for the first time out on the outside and almost picked away. It is knocked down by Tyler Young. And I tell you what, Chet, last week we saw T-Money do that time and time again. He got one pick. This time he read it so well and broke. If he gets to that football a fraction sooner, he's gone for 6.
Well, I tell you what, and all three of us in the booth know what we just saw. We saw a play that the Tigers have been watching on film all week long, and T-Money could not wait, and he couldn't believe it was happening, and he was all over that play.
Did his homework, right?
Yes, sir.
Second down 10, 8:14 to work. Football at the Tiger 34-yard line. Second down 10 for Abilene. They have two receivers staggered to the left, and that is the short side of the field. Hazlitt again from the shotgun. And he will design run right through the middle. Now bounces outside and again dangerously loose. Tackled by Tyler T-Money out in the open field. It brings up third down at about 4. So Tyler Young makes the tackle. Hazlitt again, once he gets moving, he is a dangerous target to go find a way to bring down.
He really is. You know, he showed us so much a year ago, but he was brand new. He hadn't even played a full game when they played Clay Center.
Right.
He had to come in the middle of the game the week before, and I'm just watching him as a sophomore thinking, man, this kid has scary athleticism, and here he is as a junior playing with a lot more maturity.
So Hazlitt will go back in under center, third down and 4. Abilene with the football, rolls it right, wants the option again. He's going to be hit once by Brady Hamill, and now the Tigers will gang tackle Hazlitt, and he's going to lose yardage. He had nobody to pitch to, but it was the initial contact from the hammerhead that made that play.
Well, and there was a bad read by the quarterback there, too. But great defense by the Tigers, and we had half of the defensive squad in on the stop there. Steve Simpson, the head football coach for Abilene, was halfway out on that field with a few words to say.
Fourth down and 9 now for Abilene at the Tiger 33. So they lose about 5 yards, maybe 6 on that play. It's fourth down and long for the Abilene Cowboys. Now, the portion of the field they're on, obviously they will go for it. So we'll see if the Tiger defense can stand up. 6:42. Abilene's eating a lot of clock up here. Hazlitt, ball fake, play action across the middle, overthrows his target, and the Tigers will take over at their own 33-yard line. First down and 10. What a stop by this Tiger D.
Well, that was an absolutely fantastic stop by the Tiger D. They stepped up on third down. They stepped up on fourth down there. A really not well-executed play by Abilene on fourth down. But here the Tigers take over with decent field position. And for the first time, they're snapping an offensive play with 6:35 to go in the first period.
Abilene shoot a lot of clock up. It gets nothing out of it as far as the scoreboard goes. Cade Wallace in at quarterback. He will have Gabe Ware behind him. He has 2 receivers right and 1 left right now, so the Tigers only have 1 wingback back there. Wallace underneath. He'll keep it. Gets outside. He's got some good yardage out to the 40. 45, slips his way across for a first and 10. Murphy takes it 11 yards. First down, 10 Tigers.
Well, it's a wet field, and he got a little bit of a bump out there, and he made a great cut, and he made a great read. But I'm going to tease him later about tripping over that 45-yard line, you know, that white stripe out there, because he was trying to just keep it churning, but it's tough conditions. That was a great play by Cade Wallace.
Tiger offensive line, Austin Last in the middle, Evan Stanley, Dylan Carlson to one side, Parker Folks, McCade Millius to the other side. Wallace back under center, first and 10. He wants to pass it, rolling right, has some time. Now we'll tuck it and run, pulled down from behind, and right in front of the official. That, I thought, was almost a horse collar, but I think he got jersey. You can now see where he pulled it over the left shoulder pad of Cade Wallace. He maybe picks up a yard at second down and 9.
Well, Coach Rice has turned it into a 4-comment interchange with the official there anyway. But you sort of noticed that Kate picked up a yard on the play.
Second down 9. Tigers out to their own 46-yard line. 5:40 to go, opening quarter. Valen Brumfield comes wide right. That's the short side of the field. Wide left will go Hunter Mullen. In motion, Brady Hamill. Ball fake, counter play for Ricky Hughes. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, knocked backwards, bounces off a tackle, knocked further backwards, and he'll lose a couple of yards, maybe a yard on the play. It'll be third down and long.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. Okay, fortunately, it wasn't as bad as it looked because we got a little bit of forward progress there, but it's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Tigers here. This is a big down for the Tigers. We need to convert this.
Cade Wallace had the opening run of 11, maybe 12 yards, and then the Tiger offense has been unable to move much since that time. 3rd down 11 here. One pass play they started to go for. Wallace ended up tucking and got about a yard on the first down play. 3rd down 11 here. Wallace under center. He has Gabe Ware behind him. Gets a touch. Now they pitch it out to Ware right side. He gets a block. Near the midfield stripe, slips as he picks up about 4 yards on the play. That Brady Hamill had the block outside. Linebacker out and really opened some room, but then Gabe Ware slipped as he tried to turn it up the field.
Gabe is such a slashing runner. You know, he's a slasher. He runs downhill, but he's a slasher, and he depends on that hard cut with the cleat, and it didn't hold up for him there.
It'll be a night we saw if we see Tanner Hookman do this earlier, and that gave the Tigers a chance on 4th down, and they stopped, and now the slip by Ware. It is a wet track as mentioned. Here's the kick from Brady Hamill, and he booms one up. This is going to bounce and roll for the Tigers down near the 11-yard line, and that nearly hit an Abilene Cowboy blocking up back.
I tell you what, this is one of those nights where no coach is going to exhale until a long snap is completed. You know, that was a perfect snap by the Tigers to the front of there. That was as good a snap as I've seen all season. But every one is going to be one of those, let's hold our breath, because the grass is wet, the ball's wet, and anything can happen.
Dylan Carlson with that long snap you just talked about it. And it was on the money, and Brady Campbell put a good one down the field, which is no surprise. One of the league leaders last year and this year in the NTKL in punting, and he pins Abilene back at their own 11 where they'll start from. 4:03 to go, opening quarter. Cowboys have 2 receivers right, a tight end left, and 2 backs behind Hazlitt who goes in under center once again. He'll turn right as he spins, hands it off to the second back. That's Hookman. Tripped for a moment, now stood up and gave Ware. No, he gets by Ware, actually, and almost picks up the first down. He gets it out to the 20-yard line. They need about the 21. I thought he was down once, and he squirted out of there.
Yeah, and, you know, the initial contact was from Zeb Bloom, number 44 back there, which was right before Gabe Ware made the contact, but he spun out of that and picked up 9 yards on the run.
So 2nd down and a yard to go. We'll see if Abilene does any more than just try to move the chains, or if they'll maybe take a look downfield. They've tried a couple of pass attempts. They will option left, pitch out, goes back in the backfield, and Hookman's going to be hit once, twice, 3 times, still diving forward. Eventually brought down by Colvin Laffrey, and also on the play was Austin Last, but Hookman stiff-armed and kept fighting for yardage forward and picks up the 1st and 10.
That's so bittersweet. That's so frustrating for coaches and for players because we did a lot right and a lot wrong on that play. The guys that tackled it, Hookman, was the 4th and 5th Tigers to get there. We had great coverage. We had great pursuit. We had great assignment, but the first 3 guys failed to make the tackle.
Tigers see Abilene with 1st and 10. Hazlitt optioning right this time. Keeps it and is going to be torn down. Brady Hamill got down near the ankles, and then Zeb Bloom finished it off, and it'll be 2nd down and long.
Tell you what, we had half the Tiger defense in on that time. I just counted there were 5 guys up. That means there were 6 guys in on the tackle, you know. So good coverage by the Tigers, short gain on 1st down.
So it brings up 2nd down and 9. The Tiger defense right now, they have brought up on the interior now. Gavin Ware, who had a really big game last week for the Tigers defensively, and he's back out there again on the interior.
That's a freshman playing on Friday night.
2nd down, 9. Hazlitt from the gun this time. He wants to pass. Ball fakes. He's hit once. Now gets rid of it. Has a receiver wide open. The ball caught over the top. And down the right sideline will go Abilene. That's Goodwin to the 15, to the 10. Caught from behind by Brady Hamill. A near touchdown for the Abilene Cowboys. Hazlitt got bumped, but not enough to throw him backwards. He stood his ground and put a pretty ball up in the air.
Really did. We had great pursuit on Hazlitt, and we were collapsing him. We were closing in on him, hitting him as he was throwing the ball, but our coverage got a little bit lost on the Abilene receiver. Big gain for Abilene on that play. Brady Hamill caught him inside the 5-yard line.
2:06 to work here in the opening quarter. Brady Hamill did track the receiver down, but not before it's taken all the way to the Tiger 5-yard line. It is first down and goal, Abilene. Hazlitt goes in under center. Harley Hazlitt spins left, hands off. Oh, what a hit near the line of scrimmage. That is Parker Folks, I believe, and Brady Hamill in on the play to carry that time from Trey Bender. Brady Hamill, I think, first contact, and he leveled the ball carrier. It's second down and goal. They lost a yard. 1:30 to work. And now Abilene slow to the sideline to get a play in here. Hazlitt all the way over to the hash mark to try to get the call from his coach, Steve Simpson. Now back to the huddle. 1:15 to go, opening quarter. Lightning fast, first period. Two receivers go both ways. This is more of that pistol formation we used to see a lot of from the Cowboys. Hazlitt out of the gun, and he will run it left. Now pressured out, caught from behind, hit, and he'll be brought down near the 4-yard line. This brings up third down and goal. He got a couple of yards, and that was it. Ricky Hughes coming up in run support that time. Evan Stanley, Parker Folks in there in the middle as well.
I'll tell you what, after that big 70-yard pass play or whatever that gain was, they were going first and goal from the 5. Now they're third and goal from only the 4.
There's a couple of big downs coming up for the Tigers. But you'll remember last week, Chet, for the second time this year, the Tigers here at home made a goal line stand and took over the football. Third down and goal now from the 4. This is probably the last play before we head to the second period. Hazlitt will go from the gun. Two receivers, both sides, one back behind. That's Bender. Hazlitt wants the option, pitches, and he gets to the outside and to the goal line, and that's a touchdown, Abilene. The pitch gave enough room for Bender to get free and get inside the 5, and once he was there, really no chance for the Tigers to make that stop at 6-0.
Lots of times Hazlitt will make a read on that. He never looked like he intended to run that ball at all. He was planning to pitch it. He did so in a hurry. Abilene able to get just inside the pylon for the touchdown.
So 9.7 seconds left here in the second period. And this will be Abilene with a chance at the extra point. The kick for the Cowboys will come from Ryan Lacombe. High snap, put down. Now the kick is up. And it did not clear the crossbar, so the extra point failed. The Tigers down 6-0. 9.7 seconds left. We're in the opening quarter here in the Tigers Den. Play Center down 6-0 when we come back.
BriggsAuto.com's 23rd annual Jeep Jamboree is right around the corner. Sunday, October 12th, starting at 7 a.m. The entry fee is only $40 per Jeep and includes a hat, t-shirt, and breakfast and lunch for all guests in a vehicle. To register, go to Briggs Auto Lane in Manhattan or call Dave Kronowski at 785-776-7799. Awards for ugliest, best looking, most modified, most original, and oldest Jeeps. Door prizes with proceeds benefiting the Johnson Cancer Research Center at K-State and events such as a road rally and guided off-road trails. Register today at Briggs Auto Lane.
9.7 seconds left in the first period. The Tigers will get the football back, but Abilene able to get the big pass play downfield, which was the difference in that drive, and eventually knock it in.
That was when we just lost him. We just lost him a little bit. I mean, not totally. We were out of position. We were close enough. We were able to catch up on the run, but, we just lost him in coverage, and it turned into about a 8-yard pass and a 68-yard run on the play.
So the Tigers get it back. We're almost to the end of the first period. Probably this kickoff and a play following, unless the Tigers can maybe do a 90-yard sprint of about 9.7 seconds. That would be nice. Here's the kick taken back at the 15-yard line. This will be Tyler Young. T-Money through the middle, and he splits free. He may be gone. Did we call it?
Yeah.
He's to the 30, to the 20. Nobody's going to catch T-Money. The 5, the goal line, touchdown Tigers. T-Money finds the zone from 85 yards on the kickoff return.
You called it, Rocky. You called it all the way. 9.7 seconds to go. Kickoff. T-Money hit the seam right there. and there was nobody going to catch number 15.
He hit the seam, Chet, and exploded. I mean, he exploded. And we've been waiting for this to happen for he or Ricky Hughes. Hunter Mullins now in that mix after last week. And T-Money gets it done here on a big football Friday.
Any or all of them, and you'd never know it was a wet field. He was running like it was a 100-degree dry track out there.
Yeah, there was no chance. And I tell you what, he not only hit that seam and exploded through, then he left the field. I mean, nobody was going to get near him once 15 got in the open area.
This is a big point.
The extra point try will come from Zeb Bloom. The snap is on the money. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Tigers have taken the lead here in the Den over Abilene. We're headed to the second quarter. The Tigers lead it 7-6 when we come back.
Home sweet home. It's everything you've dreamt of until the water heater breaks down, the roof needs replaced, the picket fence takes a hit, a pipe bursts, and the basement floods. Whew. That's when you call your friends at United Bank and Trust. With years of lending experience and a few home ownership hurdles of their own, they can help make it a home sweet home again with the Home Sweet Loan. Home improvement loans from United Bank and Trust. You bank, we deliver. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Tammy Taylor, the business account rep for Twin Valley. What's your favorite part of fall? Is it the colors, cooler temperatures, or activities? If you're a business owner, your favorite part might be this sound. One way you can save your business money is by installing a new hosted voice system. You get the best communication solution and save money. For a limited time, your business can take advantage of our buyback opportunity. Call 1-800-515-3311 for a free estimate.
Tyler Young has just lit up the Tigers' Den with that 85-yard return. And I tell you, his speed made it happen, but there was some blocking that gave him the seam to go through.
Absolutely. You don't make a kickoff return like that up the middle without a lot of good blocks, and the Tiger kickoff return team did so on that play. It makes it look easy when everybody blocks somebody.
The Tigers lead it 7-6, and now Zeb Bloom, who gave them the lead with the extra point, will boot it back away. The tasty pastry kickoff for the Tigers to open up the second quarter. High end-over-end kick taken by an up back at the 17-yard line. Return through the middle and upended and knocked down. Tigers on the play at that time, finished off by the kicker, Zeb Bloom, and also in on the play was Jace Casper. That's family making it happen. That Tiger family's one thing. That's true family making it happen on the deck.
Yeah, that's family all the way through there. You know, when we have a night like this, we're talking about the conditions, the grass, the weather, the moisture. It's more fun to play defense, but it's easier to play offense.
It is.
You know,
you can make a guy miss because you know where you're going. Yeah, they don't always know, or shouldn't know anyway.
But it's a little more fun to play defense. Just more frustrating sometimes.
Haslett goes in under center. He has two backs behind, and will pitch it left for Hookman. Contained pretty well. That big tackle made on the outside as the Tigers chase Casper the Freak makes the tackle. As the Tigers, initially, though, you could see the end. You could see an interior lineman making that stretch out further to the sideline. He gains 4, but they allowed nothing big.
Right. They stretched it about 5-6 yards more laterally than they wanted to, and then Jace Casper and Hookman collided up high instead of down lower, but about a 4-yard gain for Abilene.
Second down, 6. In Haslett, two backs behind, one receiver to both sides, under center. He will turn, hand off right side this trip. Dylan Carlson, the first contact. Hookman, a hard runner. It's one thing that he's got speed and can cut, but after contact in the interior, he makes extra yards.
That's the thing about Hookman. It's not enough to get a hold of him. Right. You get your arms around him. If you aren't bringing something, you're going to go for a ride, and that's kind of what happened to a couple of Tigers that time.
They're going to measure this. It would be either 1st and 10 or 3rd down and short, so they'll bring the chains out to see what Abilene has to work with. 11:03 to work, first quarter. The Tigers lead it 7-6 over the state-ranked and undefeated Abilene Cowboys here in the Den. And the measurement says they are short, not by much, as Jacob Blackburn, who had been in there defensively, and we'll go back. We had Gavin Ware in there earlier, 53, Jacob Blackburn, and he might have a rap that he's going to write before long about me mistaking him on the field.
Yeah, right.
He can throw down some raps, so we'll see if he comes at us with something. That's Jacob Blackburn that's in there defensively, and he did a great job last week and early here. 3rd down inches, Haslett under center. the Cowboys almost moved a very hesitant stride forward for Hazlitt. Now it does see the pack fall across the first down marker, and it appears that Abilene will move the chain.
Well, it's interesting. The officials from both sides were coming in marking. They were both marking the spot, and then as the whole thing just kind of fell forward, they just moved forward too. So anyway, he'd have had the first down either way. But here Abilene gets a new set of downs, a move of the chains. They're not quite to midfield yet at about the 44-yard line.
10:37 to work. We're in the opening half. Tigers lead 7-6. Blackburn back in there defensively along with Folks and Bloom up on the front row. Austin Last also has come out. They'll hand off. No, they'll pitch it out right side on the option. We got a flag behind the play. Has to be in a holding area.
Yeah.
And this will move them back quite a ways because it was in the backfield where the hold happened. And it was a hold against Abilene.
Absolutely. We already got the preliminary signal. And that's a spot foul, and that's in the backfield.
Right. So this will go to, it's to be first down, but now first down at about 22 or 3 instead of what would have been second down and 4 or 5 to run that time.
Right.
10:20 to work. Tigers do lead 7-6 here in the opening half against the Pokes. Abilene will be pushed back on the penalty to their own 32-yard line. And so that will bring, they need the 44, or they need the 46 of Clay Center. So this is first down and very long, first and about 22.
Well, I tell you what, we don't have our stat guy tonight, but if we did, something that would be jumping out already would be time of possession and offensive snap.
Yeah, you're right. You know, last week against Wamego, let me get back to time of possession. Hazlitt under center. First down 22 for Abilene. Handoff underneath, and a tackle made. Brady Hamill's going to bring down the ball carrier. He'll gain about 7 or 8, but it's still going to be second down 13. Last week against the Wamego Red Raiders, we made such a point of how the Tiger offense had helped keep the defense off the field. I'll tell you, it was about even. The time of possession was almost split in half.
It was within 6 seconds.
Yeah.
I read that.
Isn't it wild?
Yeah. It was within 6 seconds of it being the same on time of possession. But when you return to kickoff, it can kind of skew that.
And the number of snaps you get offensively could be skewed in a good way. Abilene's taken their second time out already in this first half. They're faced with 2nd and 14 from their own 40-yard line. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCLY.
My farm is mine. The equipment that works the fields, mine. And with AFS Connect from Case IH, I get real-time updates from anywhere. And the data I get is mine. Mine to use, mine to control, mine to share how I see fit. And that's how it should be. Because when I bought my equipment, I didn't sell my data.
AFS Connect, only from Case IH. Learn more at caseih.com/AFS Connect.
For the best in farming equipment, visit Bruna Implement Company at any of their 5 locations.
Well, certainly a quick first half with both of these teams really consuming some time with the football. Abilene in particular, that first drive that they had, it was stalled. The Tigers, of course, able to come back, take a 7-6 lead. But halftime will be here before long. The Green Team Cars halftime reminds you that huge savings right now in the 2014 Journey Crossroads Edition for Dodge at the Green Team. Great-looking vehicle at seat 7. All this for under $25,000 at the Green Team in Clay Center. Here's Hazlitt, play action. Stands in the pocket, almost slipped. He's going downtown again. Tyler Young on coverage. The catch is going to be made all the way down at the Clay Center Tiger 14-yard line. And for the second time tonight, the Abilene Cowboys go up top. Dalton Goodwin brings it down. T-Money closed some ground, but Goodwin had such a step out there, and the pass was on the money.
Well, that's part of why I say the offense has such an advantage on a night like tonight. They know where they're going with that pass play. But I got to go back to what you just said. On a Friday night, high school football, that's about as good of a pass and a catch on the sideline that you will see like that.
Times 2. They've done it twice now.
That was, unfortunately, it was against us, but that was beautiful.
Hazlitt optioning right, pitches back, and the run to the outside, tackled from behind Brady Hamill, but not before the ball carrier gets inside the 10-yard line. That carry taken by Brent Hirsch, I believe. No, that was Tanner Hookman one more time. So second down and 5, the football right at the 10 for the Abilene Cowboys. Tigers lead it 7-6, 9:23 to work here in the opening half. I'll go back to the pass by Hazlitt, Chad. Also, he went back and planted his back right foot, and it slipped.
Right.
but not enough to knock him down, but then composure enough to go ahead and make that pass.
And that was not a short pass. He had a wide-open guy out there as the short guy that flared out of the backfield.
Right.
I thought, oh, man, because he could have gone for a lot of yards, but they completed a difficult pass.
Haslett under center, works it left, no play action, wide open, tight end dump, touchdown, Abilene. The Tigers had nobody in the back of the end zone as the catch is going to be made back there by Zach Barberry, and the Cowboys have retaken the lead now at 12-7.
Zach Barberry, tight end, all by himself in the end zone. I think for him, it looked like that ball was in the air for about 45 seconds, and he was just like, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. But a tough miss by the Tigers.
So the Abilene Cowboys will likely go for 2 as they miss their first extra point try. 8:51 to work here in the first half. Tigers now trail 12-7, and it will be Haslett in that pistol formation, and the Cowboys go for 2. Shotgun snap is there, looking to pass again. Little screen, flare set up, and covered nicely by Zeb Bloom, the defensive end, back in pass coverage, and he read it nicely and really in the way. They had no chance to complete that pass. So Tigers trail, but by just 5. 8:51 to go, second quarter. The kickoff. Do we have more magic here on a Football Friday? We'll find out next.
Farmway Co-op challenges you, the community, to participate in a food pantry drive for your local food pantry. Donate a non-perishable item to any Farmway Co-op location during the month of October, and they'll donate to those in need. Join the Farmway employees, producers, and other community members in making the co-op connection this October by donating food pantry items to any Farmway Co-op location that helps your community. Visit farmwaycoop.com or call 785-738-2241 to learn more.
12-7 now. Abilene reclaims the lead. They have it by 5, so they'll kick it off. The Tigers, last time they received a kickoff, by the way, you might remember, taken 85 yards by Tyler Young to the house. Give them a 7-6 lead. Now they trail by 5 after the Abilene Cowboys have twice gone up top for big-time pass plays to set up touchdown. Here's the kick from Abilene, right down center of the field. Now it's Ricky Hughes who will take it at his own 17-yard line, right through the middle. Little hesitation step out to the 35-yard line, and then will be knocked down there, but a good return and opportunity for the Tigers to take over the football in good field position.
Good field position for the Tigers. Just on the 35-yard line, Ricky took it right up the middle, kind of the right middle there, trying to pick up some blocks that got a little congested in there, and the Tigers are just starting out here. They've only snapped the ball about 4 or 5 times on offense tonight.
Right.
This game is 15 minutes into the book, and we are only down 12-7 with that type
Cade
of
Wallace, handoff underneath to Gabe Ware. He will be brought down after maybe a yard or two to gain. And second down and long for the Tigers. We're going second down and 8. Gabe Ware hasn't touched it a lot yet tonight, but Abilene really stacking that up inside. And as you mentioned, we just haven't had a chance to set up our offense much right now.
Gabe Ware's secret to his running is his leg. He has such a low center of gravity. He's a quick hitter. He's strong. And he depends on his legs so much, and we'll see if the wet field causes him much trouble.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Cade Wallace pitch out left. This is going to be taken outside by Gabe Ware, caught from behind and drugged down. He's going to lose a couple of yards. They've tried that pitch a couple of times, and Abilene able to stretch it out and then attack, and so now third down and long for the Tigers.
And that was stretched all the way almost to the sideline. He was in a position where he was just trying to get out there to try to make a corner, but he didn't have any corner to make. Abilene did a good job of defending him there.
Third down and 10 for the Tigers from their own 35-yard line. That's where the return had been taken by Hughes, and now the Tiger offense trying to get something going here. Hunter Mullen, wide right. The slot to the right side is Balin Brumfield, and Ricky Hughes off to the left. Cade Wallace back to pass. Rolls right, has some time. Now it collapses quickly, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. The sack is made by the Cowboys' Sam Burt, the big fella, able to get in there inside and knock down Cade Wallace for a loss of about 5. I said he had time. He dropped. He did have space. He planted, and then it was gone.
It happened fast. I hesitate to call that a coverage sack because it happened so fast.
Brady Hamill stands at his own 20-yard line. Tigers will be forced to punt it again. The snap is on its way, and a good one, and the block is going to be picked up by the Cowboys, and they will have a short field to work with. So Abilene able to get through the center of the line and get to the football and bat it down. And so Abilene gets a huge break here with a 12-7 lead. And I said Dylan Carlson had the snap last. That was Austin Last who was snapping on this trip. It was on the money.
Right.
It's just the blocking broke down against the Cowboy defense.
Blocking broke down pretty bad. It was a situation where there was really just one guy back there to block it, and I didn't even pick up his number. But in no time, there were 5 white jerseys there. There was just Abilene really got through in a hurry.
Hazlitt will go in under center. Tigers have Austin Last, Jacob Blackburn, Zeb Bloom, and Parker Folks up on the line of scrimmage defensively. And now Clay Center's D is going to take a timeout. Down 12-7. The blocked punt gives a short field to Abilene. It's at the Tiger 18-yard line. We'll keep it right here, Chet. A couple of things I want to mention. Tomorrow, the Clay Center Tiger cross-country teams who were going to compete yesterday at Sabetha, they won't make that meetup, but they're going to instead go to Salina Central's Invitational tomorrow. Both teams have had a great start to the season. And, of course, not far away from regionals now, just 2 weeks from tomorrow. And also the Tiger tennis team, which is in regionals already. That was going to start today. It was canceled at McPherson because of weather. They'll start that tomorrow and finish it on Sunday this weekend, and then stay this next weekend for tennis already.
It's rolling around fast. I'm watching these cross-country results, and the team scores are so low.
Yeah.
It's just like it has to be a misprint, when you're reading it. It's crazy how good they are from top to bottom.
It's true. And on the boys and girls side both, they've got some real great opportunities as they head towards state before too long. Also, Clay Center Tiger golf coach Dick Aldberg's squad will be traveling on Monday to their regional competition. So it's here also. First down and 10, Abilene with the football. Tigers will come out defensively. Now you have Folks, Bloom on the ends with Stanley and Last in the middle for the Tigers. The linebackers, Hamill, Ware, Mullen, Casper, Hughes, the safety, Young, and Lafferty are the corners. Hazlitt and Abilene jumps off sides on the play from the sideline, and I don't know which coach it was, but I think threw down a clipboard when that happened, because that's out of the timeout, and now you cost yourself 5 yards.
That was the coach simultaneous clipboard drop play. But, that's tough to come out of a timeout and go on a long snap count and have 2 guys jump on the left side. I like the timeout by the Tigers because we were a little bit disjointed coming out of that punt block, and Tigers needed to settle down.
Hazlitt from under center hands it off left side. Hookman goes back toward the middle of the field, and he's going to be brought down. Austin Last on the play. I see Gabe Ware get up off the pile. Evan Stanley in there as well. It's a gain of maybe 5, so they get the penalty yardage back, and it's taken down to 10.
And that's the thing about Hookman. He is the type of runner that you feel like you stop him, and you look, and he picked up 5 yards.
You mentioned something earlier. There was a run, I think it was Hazlitt on that play, fixed the play, but the Tigers' assignment sound was good. But you got to wrap up and finish and tackle when you first make contact, and that's been a tough deal to make tonight for the Tigers. Here's Hazlitt rolling right. Now he tucks it. He'll keep it himself. Brought down from behind on the tackle. Jace Casper in there. Also off the pile, Parker Folks. It'll be a gain of another 5 or 6 yards. 3rd down and 4. Football at the Tiger 13-yard line. They need the 9-yard line for a first down.
Some of these names we've been calling for long enough, last names, that I'm about to call the wrong first name sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. 5:40 to work, second quarter. Tigers trail 12-7 to the Abilene Cowboys. Hazlitt again, the 2 backs behind. He's going to quarterback keep it, and the Tigers stand this one up. He's going nowhere. Austin Last, the woolly bully, there in the middle, makes the first contact, and then his mates come along and make it happen.
Well, I tell you what, that's typically a great call on offense for an offense like this, for a team like this, for an athlete like Hazlitt at quarterback. And we've had some of those over the years where we've made a living on quarterback sneak. But great stop by the Tiger defensive interior there. And
we have
a penalty
flag down. Well, this will be a tough decision if it's against Abilene, which it is because they're talking to the Tiger huddle. Do you take the yardage or do you take the down? And it appears Clay Center is going to move them back. They'll give them another down, but they'll move them back 5 yards. And that's a tough call to make because they're going to use 2 plays here regardless.
Yeah, especially with an explosive offense like this. And and some of the athletes that they have there. But you're going for yardage. Once you're inside that 15-yard line like that, you just need to shove them back a little ways. Third and almost the full set of the chain.
Third down, 10, we'll call it. Goodwin, and they send Hookman now wide left. He is the slot receiver to the left side. Hazlitt from the gun, and he's going to run it. Takes it left, has some room. Down near the first down marker, spins his way inside the 10, and he'll have enough on that carry for first and 10 yardage. Now it's Abilene first down and goal. The Tigers 8-yard line.
And that's a tough spot. This is where the Tigers have gotten tough the last 2 weeks. Once they've gotten inside that 9-8-yard line on defense, they have really stepped up and gotten tough. But the Abilene offense brings a little different look. Tigers are going to have their work cut out for them here.
Hazlitt stays in the shotgun. What's typically called the pistol formation, 2 receivers to both sides. First down and goal at the 8. Hazlitt will run it. Gets by one tackler. Now cuts inside near the goal line. Touchdown, Abilene. And he has danced his way through the Tiger defense. He shredded him that time.
He really did. Once again, we had a couple shots at him, but he's the kind of guy that it's sometimes tough to land those shots.
Yeah, the first contact would have been maybe a yard back, but you can't blame that. It wasn't a missed tackle. No. It was just a little bit of contact, and Hazlitt was able to get by that easily. So it will be Abilene with the 2-point conversion try again. They missed on their first touchdown. Then they tried for 2 on their second touchdown. They'll try for 2 again here on the third. Hazlitt will throw it now in the back of the end zone, or right through the goal line. He throws. The pass is going to be caught with defense all over. Ricky Hughes had a hand on the football, and it's still hauled in. Tigers now trail by 2 scores, 20-7. 4:03 left to go. We're in the opening half. Tigers down by 13 when we return.
Roofing isn't the only thing Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement knows how to do. They also specialize in siding and windows for residential and commercial buildings. Only the highest quality and most durable products for your home at the most competitive prices are offered to ensure lasting workmanship and beauty. Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement has been established for over 30 years, serving north central Kansas. Look at their range of siding and window options online at geislerroofing.com.
You want your documents to look clean, crisp, and professional, not murky and dull. To demonstrate, my assistant Roscoe is going to don this beautiful 3-piece suit.
All right.
And jump into this vat of muddy water.
I knew there had to be a catch.
At Central Office and Clay Center, we have the Lexmark MX310DN laser multifunction printer on sale for $449, as well as a great selection of other mono and color MFPs that will produce documents you can be proud of at prices you can afford. Right, Roscoe? Roscoe? He does know how to swim, doesn't he?
In the first half here, the Clay Center Tigers now trail in a 20-7 ball game after Abilene puts together 2 quick scoring drives, one after a blocked punt and a short field. Ricky Hughes takes it from his own 14-yard line. Return toward the middle. Now tries to bounce it outside of the 30. He's in the 35-40. Can he turn the corner all the way? Up the sideline goes Ricky Hughes. He may be gone. To the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Tigers. The second kickoff return of this football game. And the fuse electrifies the crowd again, much like T-Money did earlier. It's 20-13.
I loved when I saw him kick it out to the left, kick it out to the side, and when he did so, it was very close on that corner, and he had inches, along that sideline, and he tight-roped it all the way down.
Well, he turned the corner against a defender that had him, I thought, with an angle. He just was able to burst through that angle, and as you said, hang on to the sideline. Look out. Tigers have returned 2 to the house on kickoffs. Here's the extra point try from Zeb Bloom. It is up and through. He's 2 for 2, and the Tigers right back within 6. 3:49 to work first half. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCLY.
Sharpen your axe, boys. The weeds are out of control.
Before those weeds grow to be the size of trees, talk with Brent, Alan, Darren, Kent, or Mike Green at Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Sales about a plan to stop them. Sharpen is the herbicide they recommend to cut that weed problem down to size. If the weeds in your wheat field are growing like, well, weeds, then see the crop advisors at Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Sales.
As the doors slide open, your adventure begins. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find a way to save your family money while not sacrificing quality. Your primary weapons are private label brands. Searching up and down every aisle, you discover they're everywhere. Best Choice and Always Save are comparable to the national brands, and they're in every department, offering savings every day. Mission accomplished at your local family-owned Ray's Apple Market.
We're right on your way home.
Ricky Hughes takes it home from 87 yards on a kickoff return. The second Tiger kickoff for a touchdown. Both their scores coming on kickoff special teams. Tyler Young from 85 yards, Ricky Hughes from 87 yards, and the Tigers have it back within 6 points with 3:49 to work in this opening half. Zeb Bloom again to kick it off for the Tigers. The Tasty Pastry kickoff. High kick taken at the 15-yard line. The return to the 20, 25, now to the 30, and hit to the sideline. I want to find out who made that. Zeb Bloom again, the kicker, getting downfield, and he rocked the return man down to the 30. That's where Abilene will take over.
High school is the last level of sports. Of football usually. The kicker oftentimes gets a really great shot on the return man.
So Zeb Bloom is 2 for 2 in extra points after 2 kickoff returns for touchdown, and the Tigers are back within 6 to score 20-14. And it'll be Abilene with the football. Still time left here. They've been really successful going up top. That has set up 2 of the touchdown drives. Now Hazlitt back to pass, pressure coming. Fire down through the seam on the right, and Hughes is stride through stride. This time with the Abilene Cowboys. Barberry had the touchdown pass earlier, short yardage play right across the middle, kind of a tight end dump. This time he was covered up nicely, incomplete, second down 10.
Well, I tell you what, Harley Hazlitt, I really think, wanted to hold that ball about another second, if not 2 seconds, to give his receiver a little bit more time. But Harley Hazlitt didn't have the time. Yeah, he was getting closed in from that far side in there, and he had to dump the ball. He threw it out a little far.
Brady Hamill had a really good attack going from the outside. He had a couple of defenders on him that he was trying to fight through, but he was the one, I think, that had really pressured Hazlitt into throwing earlier than he intended to. So second down and 10. Cowboys still with the football. Hazlitt from the gun, optioning left, pitches out to the backfield. Tigers have it stretched pretty nicely, and a tackle is going to be made for about a yard's loss on the play. He hit Tanner Hookman. The Tigers got the hit on the quarterback, and then their contained guys really gathered steam and put down Hookman for a loss of 1.
Well, that's the way you want to play that option, and it looked great that time because we had so many black Tiger jerseys in on the play, forcing the play, making the play. A loss of 1 for Abilene.
So third down and 11, and while you know this is a dangerous down, they haven't been able to force the Cowboys into punting yet. But if they can do that, well, we know what the special teams is capable of tonight for the Tigers. 2 80-plus yard returns for touchdown. Hazlitt from the gun. Back to pass. Ball fakes. Now pressure coming. He's hitting the backfield. He's driven backwards. The hammerhead's going to bring him down with help from his friends to finish it off. This will be a loss of about 10 yards. Hazlitt did hold that time in the backfield. Hamill on the play, and then a host of Tigers finishing it off.
I tell you what, that was great. Brady Hamill got in there, and he just hung on. I think it was Gavin Ware and Jace Casper in to help him out, to put him on the ground.
Fourth down and 21, and Abilene will have to punt it away. Tigers have Colvin Laffrey and Hunter Mullen back to receive. Hunter stands at his own 6-yard line. The snap is a bit high, but he has it. The kick is away. It's going to be very, very short. Tigers need to get away from it, and now they eventually do get free. Dangerously close that time. Riley Griggs could not pick it up. He was one of the up blockers, and it bounced once, it bounced twice. Fortunately for the Tigers, no contact. Play Center's got a good look at the field right now.
Absolutely. They got the ball about where they needed to get for first down on that punt.
You're right.
You know, they were at 4th and 21, and then they didn't get away a good punt. It took some crazy bounces, but the punt ended up about where they needed to be.
Hunter Mullen is off to the left side. That's the short side of the field. Brumfield is right. Lane Libyan, he's wanting to pass. Rolls right. Still holding. Now dumps it off short. What a catch by Ricky Hughes. He's taken it to the 25-yard line. The Fuse that time reached out with a defender right on his shoulder pad, Chet. One-handed snag, and then yards after the catch.
I tell you what, Lane Lively held onto that ball as long as he possibly could, and he was almost across that line of scrimmage when he dumped off that pass. I watched two quarterbacks on TV do that a lot last night between Ryan Fitzpatrick and Andrew Luck. They both do that, and there at that time we're watching Lively do it.
Lane Lively, first snap in the football game. And what a start for your night. By the way, the only thing Lane misses in those two quarterbacks is the beard, I think, right now.
I think so.
Lane Lively flipped it out left, but a penalty flag before Gabe Ware could even think about getting going. And it's going to be against the Tigers. It'll be first down and 15. They do have the football, though, at the Abilene 30-yard line. The Tigers trail by just 6. Two electrifying returns from Tyler Young and Ricky Hughes, the two scores thus far for the Tigers. The offense would love to become part of this action.
Now, the key here is to not let that 5-yard penalty and that break in action be a momentum buster. You have a little swagger coming up there. You have some momentum. You have a little pace. And you need to break out of that huddle and come back up with that same pace on offense.
Hunter Mullen is wide left. Brumfield to the right side. In motion goes Brady Hamill. They'll fake the pitch. Lively rolling left, and he is in trouble. Caught from behind. We brought down and a loss of about 3 or 4 yards, and he had no chance. Once he rolled left after the fake pitch, the Abilene Cowboys had a defender right on his tail.
Well, and he was rolling to his left, and typically when you do that, you have a little bit of separation from the defense so you can position your body so you can make that throw. He was running for his life, and he was caught.
Tigers down to 49 seconds, and now we'll take a timeout and talk it over before they run their next play on second down and 18 to go. Tigers trail Abilene 20-14. Tiger football at the Abilene 33 when we come back following this Tiger timeout.
Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics. Whether you're looking for a tough Ram truck, a sporty Dodge Challenger, or an elegant Chrysler 300, Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has you covered. For 46 years, they've treated you like family because their family name is on the door. Right now, get 0% plus no payment for 90 days. The area's only 5-star certified dealership, Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Manhattan. Go Tigers!
48.8 seconds left first half. Tigers, who trailed 6-0, then led 7-6 after a Tyler Young 85-yard touchdown return on the kickoff. Then fell behind 20-7, but now have cut that lead down to 20-14, and they have the football and marching after a near block punt and a short punt. The Tigers took over on a short field.
2nd and 18. We stubbed our toe on first down with a penalty and then a 3-yard loss on top of that. But here we go.
2nd down, 18. Lane Lively. Straight drop. Now flares it out left side for Gabe Ware, and he's going to be hit near the sideline and deep in the backfield. He's going to lose yardage on this pass play. And with 42.5 now to work, the Tigers are going to be faced with a 3rd down and 21. So tried to get him out in some open space, and there was just nowhere to go. So 3rd down, 20. They called it 3rd down and 20 with 42.5 seconds left first half. Lane Lively looking to the sidelines at the call from the coaching staff. Now he turns and relays that call into his huddle. 3rd down and long. Play center is at Abilene's 35-yard line. Brumfield wide right. Mullen to the left side. 2 wingbacks in there, Hughes and Hamill. Lively again to pass. Fires across the middle. Has a receiver. Brady Hamill. The hammerhead takes it to the 22-yard line. It's going to be short of first down yardage, but now they have 4th down and just a couple to have a chance to move the chains.
I tell you what, that's a big deal. The Tigers are going to take their final timeout now, but that's a big gain on the pass play to Brady Hamill.
A big opportunity here as well. Lane Lively put it on the money, and Brady Hamill hauled it in and took it downfield. A big smash. I mean, like 2 battering rams going head-to-head at the finish of that run, but Hamill gets them within a couple of yards, 4th down and 2. And I want to remind you again, huge savings right now on the 2014 Journey Crossroads Edition for Dodge at the Green Team and Play Center. Great-looking vehicle with seating for 7, a sporty look, and alloy wheels. All this for under $25,000. Save over $5,000 on this great-looking SUV at the Green Team. Tigers with the football here, and You said that was a huge play a couple of plays ago, I think. This becomes a monster play, check.
Well, it really does. You know, you pick up 18 yards on third down, and you're still 2 yards short of the first down. But that's because of a 5-yard penalty, then a 3-yard loss, then a 2-yard loss. And so when you're sitting at 3rd and 20, that's a huge play. Great position here for the Tigers. Abilene was wanting to get that ball back and try to do something on offense.
4th down and a couple. Lane Lively under center. Long snap count. Try to draw him off. Didn't. Pitch left. Gabe Ware's got a blocker out in front. Dives forward. Breaks the tackle. Down to the 5-yard line goes Gabe Ware. They'll have first down. First and goal at the 5. What a run for the Hick for the 6. And the Tigers move the chain. Go ahead. Just 20 seconds left. We'll see if the Tigers run a play or spike the football. Clock goes back into motion here. Lively under center. They will spike it to stop the clock at 17 seconds. And Chet, they've got a lot of time to work with now. 17.6 to go. Football at the Abilene 5.
I didn't get numbers on the block, but Gabe Ware got that run because of some great blocking there on the left side. Balin Brumfield, I think, was in on a good block. But several Tigers were when Ware picked up that first in.
So the Tigers have a chance to huddle. 2nd down and goal. They burned it down to stop the clock. Lane Lively has come in and captained this drive down the field after they had a short field to work with, and the Abilene into the field to begin. 17.6 to go. 2nd down and goal. Back to pass, rolls right. Fires toward the right side. Brady Hamill breaks the tackle. Touchdown Tigers! The hammerhead finds the end zone. He breaks the tackle at the 3 and takes it in. The Tigers have tied it at 20-20 here in the opening half. 11.2 seconds to go first half, and Lane Lively hits Brady Hamill, who does the rest after the catch check.
The Tigers have a thing tonight for scoring at the very, 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 very end of the quarter.
11.2 to go, second period. Extra point for the lead, and it is good. It just squeaks through the left upright, and the Tigers have taken a lead at 21-20 as we are 11 seconds away from halftime. Stay with us. More coming your way here from the Den following this.
Tiger teams are back in action, so let's get out and support our local teams. Coaches and players have been working hard and putting in long hours to excel at their sport or activity. But as we know, it takes more than hard work. Good teams need to work together. Same goes for Union State Bank. We work hard to be your community bank, but we need your business to be a good team. Let's all work together by supporting our youth and their activities and supporting your local community bank. Union State Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
As a parent, you want the best for your kids. When it comes to their good health, count on the helpful staff at Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy to be there with trusted advice, needed prescription drugs, and a wide selection of vitamins and supplements. Right now, Patterson's Health Mart is offering free children's vitamins for kids ages 4 to 10. Putting the care into healthcare is Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy in downtown Clay Center. Stop in today to find out more about free vitamins for kids.
Again, the Tigers have taken the lead. Zeb Bloom's going to squib kick one to the left side. It goes out of bounds. So Abilene will take over at their own 35-yard line. The Tigers right now find themselves leading by 1, Chet, with 11.2 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Well, we scored our first touchdown with 0 seconds left on the clock. And, you know, because it was 9.7 at the end of the first quarter when Abilene scored and then kicked off. Tigers, a very unconventional route to their 21 points tonight. But nonetheless, we're sitting 11 seconds away from halftime with a 21-20 lead.
What a first half it has been for the Tigers, and we'll recap all of that under your Green Team Cars halftime show coming up as to how it has been unique in the manner that they have a 21-20 lead here in the opening half. 11.2 seconds left. Tigers up by 1. Abilene will have it. Just over 11 seconds left. Hazlitt will go from the gun. They send trip receivers left, one to the right side. 1st and 10 from the 35. Hazlitt's going to run it through the middle. Tigers will get a good tackle from Gabe Ware. 5 seconds left, and Gabe Ware attacked Hazlitt that time.
I'm going to give him 2 points for the takedown.
Absolutely.
Now.
Absolutely. 5 seconds left. Timeout's going to be taken on the field. Gabe Ware, you know, Hazlitt's so good at being shifty and elusive, and Ware said, I'm not going to give you time to dance, buddy. Here I come.
That's right.
And he took him down.
There wasn't any shaking and baking there.
No.
It just straight ahead.
21-20 ball game. Tigers by a point. 2nd down and 6 for the Cowboys from their own 38-yard line. As Abilene taking the time out here with 5 seconds left. I have a couple of scores here, Chet. I think you're going to find of great interest. First off, Manhattan Junction City. This was first half early, scoreless. That is always a great battle. But one of the big games of the night and really across the state is Rossville and Centralia in 3A.
Yeah.
And number 2, Rossville at Centralia with 6:33 to go second quarter. The Bulldogs lead the Centralia Panthers 28-6. Wow. And I'm really surprised. I thought that thing, and it still could be a shootout, but I'm really surprised that Rossville has built up that big of a lead early on.
Well, we got to see them in week 1, and they're the real deal. But Centralia is, too.
Absolutely. Both teams undefeated and stayed ranked. 2nd down and 7, what they call it, with 5 seconds left. Hazlitt from the gun, stands in the pocket. A lot of time. Now some pressure starting on him. Clock's out. They fire downfield. It is up for grabs, and it's going to be caught. No, it's incomplete. Knocked out of the hands of the intended receiver. He would have been done at the 10 anyway. We're headed to halftime. Your Clay Center Tigers leading the Abilene Cowboys at the half, 21-20. Stay with us. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Thanks to a new Oldie soil-specific seed online service, your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Customize every acre with the highest potential hybrid based on soil types, trait package needs, disease threats, and agronomic preferences. Valuable data can also be shared with trusted suppliers. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
I love the bacon on this Subway sandwich. I love bacon so much. I'm launching a line of bacon jewelry. See? Been done before, but have you smelled bacon perfume? Sorry, that's my bacon sensing helmet. Detects bacon in a 30-mile radius. Well, have you met my husband? He's a bacon baron.
Pleasure to meet you.
He gave me this bacon bouquet. Wow, that smells really good.
Everyone loves bacon at Subway. Add crispy bacon goodness to your favorite sandwich or try it on the chicken and bacon ranch melt or the steak and bacon melt on freshly baked bread. Subway, eat fresh.
Where can you get a low 1.9% financing for 72 months on your next car? At Hanson Ford, when it's a Ford certified pre-owned Ford Fusion, Ford Edge, or Ford Escape. You'll enjoy the fuel efficiency and the reliability of your Ford certified pre-owned vehicle. Plus, you'll have the peace of mind that comes from a detailed 172-point inspection and a limited warranty. Stop by Hanson Ford in Clay Center and look over all the pre-owned vehicles they have, one that's just right for you.
Rake in the savings and leave your worries behind with Twin Valley's ultra high-speed internet. Sign up for phone, digital TV, high-speed internet, and receive your first 3 months of internet free. This offer is only available for a limited time. Twin Valley services outperform the competition, and it's easy to switch over. Call our office and speak with a customer service rep to find out how you can get Twin Valley for all your communication and entertainment needs. 800-515-3311.
One company, one call, your call. Twin Valley, Twin Valley.
At halftime in the Clay Center Tigers with the cheer clinic. And I always refer to this, Chet, I think you probably know exactly where I'm going. Our good friend and coach of the Clay Center Tigers, longtime teacher, now in the Kansas City area, Tim Block. Every time that the high school would have their halftime show and it would be a kids' cheer clinic, he would give the kudometer signal, and it would be right, banging off the right side of the chart as it just went off the levels. But great to see all the future Tigers out there and Tiger cheerleaders, and I know the Tiger cheerleading squad was really excited to have this week happen, and what a great turnout they had on a damp night. What has turned into a beautiful night for football. We were saying that before we saw this first half take place, Chet, but my goodness, who would have thought the Tigers would have one offensive touchdown, would have a punt block that set up a short score, would give up two pass plays of 50-plus, certainly probably more like 65, 70-plus on both of those, and they would lead at halftime. And the Tigers have done all those things, mainly because of two unbelievable returns by their special teams.
Absolutely, and if you look at offensive snaps, it's probably 80% Abilene, 20% Clay Center. You look at time of possession, it's probably 25-75. I mean, just everything is as unconventional as you can get, but still, every point counts. And do you think extra points are important?
Oh, man. They have proven that again tonight. We've seen it at every level.
Right.
And Zeb Bloom is 3 for 3. The last one squeaks through, but he got it in, and that's all that matters because that's the lead in this ball game right now. And you brought up a great point. If someone was going to script how the Tigers would hang with the Abilene Cowboys, and I think I could go back a little bit to Coach Rice's reaction last week when I brought up in pregame, and I mentioned to you on the air, I said, Wamigos wanting to right the ship. They're probably angry. And he kind of chuckled and said, every team's that way.
Right.
You lose a game, you want to win the next ball game. And it was his point of saying, our guys want to win this game too. It's not just Wamigo's show, and it wasn't. Well, it's not just Abilene's show, obviously, tonight because the Tigers have come out here and not backed down. They fell behind fairly big, and then all they've done is turned it back around and taken the lead at half.
If you'd asked me ahead of time, how do you beat Abilene, I'd say try to keep their offense off the field and win a turnover war. We haven't had either one happen.
Right. Right. Amazing stuff for the Tigers to do what they've done and in the manner in which they've built a 1-point lead here at the half. The Green Team Cars halftime show. Stay with us. We'll have more from the den. We'll take a further look at kind of how this unique first half played out. It's coming up next on halftime.
At Central Valley Ag, we're growing agriculture together. Our agronomy division incorporates the latest technologies to support and strengthen your on-the-farm success. We continuously invest in state-of-the-art equipment to expand capacity and maximize efficiency in supplying your operation. Central Valley Ag is committed to serving the needs of our Nebraska and Kansas customers through dedicated professionals providing innovative solutions that grow value. Stop by a Central Valley Ag location today. Learn more about how we're growing agriculture together.
Hey folks, it's Marty at Bud's Tire Service. Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and Bud's Tire is here to help get your vehicle through the harsh winter months ahead. From tires to alignment to oil changes and coolant changes, transmissions and engines, we can do it all. From October 1st to November 15th, we have $50 to $70 rebates on select Mastercraft tires, the most affordable and proven tire for our area's driving conditions. We are proud to be a part of the Clay Center community and also proud supporters of Tiger Athletics.
Hey Tiger fans, the lights are on, the team is ready, and the coaching staff has put together a successful game plan for tonight's game. Have you thought about your insurance game plan? This is Jim Gearhand with Farmers Union Insurance. Let us help put together a game plan for all your insurance needs. We cover everything from cars, trucks, boats, and motorcycles to homes, combines, and businesses. We can even help insure your retirement. Stop by and see us at 426 Lincoln Avenue, downtown Clay Center. A proud supporter of Tiger Athletics.
When it comes to organizing your paperwork and records, nothing beats a Laurel Fortress vertical filing cabinet. Speaking of verticals, why don't you show us yours, Roscoe?
I think I'll pass.
At Central Office Service and Supply in Clay Center, we have the Laurel Fortress vertical 4-drawer file, which lists for $350, on sale for $199.99. We even have 2 new colors, medium tone, which is a nice brown, and charcoal, along with the usual black, light gray, and putty. Now, Roscoe, about your vertical.
Again, back at your Green Team Cars halftime show. Huge savings right now in the 2014 Journey Crossroads Edition for Dodge at the Green Team in Clay Center. Great-looking vehicle with seating for 7 and that sporty look, the alloy wheels, and all this for under $25,000. Save over $5,000 on this great-looking SUV. That's at the Green Team in Clay Center. Tigers lead at 21-20 over Abilene. Undefeated Pokes. The NCKL crown, they have a share of it guaranteed with what they've put together thus far. They come in here tonight. The Tigers 2-3 battled so hard against Wamego last week, and now they've put themselves in position again to be right there with another state-ranked squad tonight.
Absolutely. They're always a force to be reckoned with, and sometimes the athletes they throw at us, it's a big rivalry for me personally. We talked about that before the game, right. But it's also fun to see some of the athletes that come out of that town and all the towns around, and we're rooting for a couple of them every Saturday down at Manhattan right now. But I got a weird stat for you.
Talk to me.
All right, look at these 6 touchdowns. Of the 6 touchdowns, 3 of them were scored with 11 seconds or less left in the quarter.
All 3 of those scored by?
Well, 1 by Abilene.
2 came from the Tigers.
2 from the Tigers. Now, 5 of the 6 touchdowns, go to the telestrator here, 5 of the 6 touchdowns are scored with 4 minutes or less left.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about, you think the final seconds of of a period count, we've got 21 points in the final 11 seconds of these periods.
And to go right along with what you're saying, you think the final few minutes or a few seconds of a quarter don't count? About the first few seconds and minutes of the second half. We said this every week. We said it last week. It'll be huge for how both of these teams come out and what kind of game we might have in the second half.
It's a new game. 21-20, it's a brand new ball game. Both teams are being told that in the bowels of this stadium down there underneath this limestone. They're being told it's a whole new game. You got to go out in the early part of this next quarter. You have to establish dominance. You got to take control. We got to dominate. We need to control possession, control the ball. And, this is where we get ready to talk about it all the time, and you're absolutely right. It's critical.
The flow of this first half has been it's been unique, as you said. The Abilene Cowboys, we don't have our numbers with us. Our stat boy not here tonight. He's going to make the trip to Goodland next week. We get him back again. But the numbers we don't have, but at least 150 yards or 140 yards of passing for the Abilene Cowboys on 2 pass plays.
Yeah.
And neither were touchdowns, although they do have a passing touchdown in the first half on a tight end dump. But they lead early after a big play, and then they get another play after the Tigers took the lead, and that seemed to really kickstart the momentum, I thought, for Abilene. You can kind of see the way that they were coming to the line of scrimmage. And then they blocked the punt, and they go up by 2 scores, and I know there wasn't a Tiger fan probably somewhere in the recesses of their mind going, is this where it turns?
Yeah.
Is this what happens? And instead, the Tigers said that, that's not going to take place. For Clay Center, scoring-wise, it's been an 85-yard return from Tyler Young, which put us up after then Zeb Loon knocked in the extra point. But 85 yards, kickoff return. And then 2 returns later, Ricky Hughes takes his turn at it, and he takes it 87 yards to the house.
Well, some resiliency and some failure to lay down. I refuse to lay down. I refuse to give up. That's always the statement when you do a kickoff return, right? You just said. So we have 2 of those. Another one in that first half of play, right before our last touchdown, we're looking at 3rd and 20. 3rd and 20, and we bang out 18 yards on that perfect strike to Brady Hamill up the seam with that pass, and then, convert the 4th down play for 1st down, and then we have an opportunity to score. But if we don't pick up 18 yards on 3rd down, that's refusing to die. It's easy to say there's 40 seconds left. Let's just go to the halftime.
Sure. Especially when you're faced with that long of a yardage. A little before that, we saw a tremendous catch from Ricky Hughes in traffic, one-handed, pulls it in, then gets yards after the catch. That was Lane Libby's first play from scrimmage.
Right.
And he has to roll out, make a pass play. Then he settled in and really took us down the field. And that we've said this before, there is a different feel when Cade Wallace is in a quarterback, right? There's a different feel when Lane Libby is in, and they both have had great successes and have both come in and changed. It's on, we're talking baseball as we follow scores up here in the booth with the Royals playing in the ALCS, and in fact we have a new update. They have just gone up 4-0, and it'll be an Alex Gordon triple because he stands at 3rd base and cleared the bases again. So,
well, he does that.
He's done it a couple times now. But when we talk baseball, it's like a relief pitcher. You don't want to bring the same style of pitcher into a game to face a batter. Same way with the defense. You throw them a different look. And the Tigers, I think, have managed this really well this year.
I think they have, too, and I think we'll see continuance of that through the second half of this game as well. But as a result of some of that, we have seen both teams call timeouts at times in this first half when they didn't want to.
Right.
It wasn't the best use of timeouts by either team, up and down the board, but that's the thing. You get 3 a team each half, and sometimes it's to save your life, after something disruptive happens.
Without a doubt. Tigers lead at 21-20 here at the halftime break. And again, it is a Football Friday. Next week, district plays. The Tigers played so well, got close last week. If they could finish this off, that's a long way to go. What a momentum builder going into postseason that could be. Tigers lead it by 1. We're at the halftime break. Your Dream Team Cars halftime will continue next.
Farmway Co-op challenges you, the community, to participate in a food pantry drive for your local food pantry. Donate a non-perishable item to any Farmway Co-op location during the month of October, and they'll donate to those in need. Join the Farmway employees, producers, and other community members in making the co-op connection this October by donating food pantry items to any Farmway Co-op location that helps your community. Visit farmwaycoop.com or call 785-738-2241 to learn more.
Choosing vinyl siding as an exterior finish for your home has several benefits. Vinyl siding offers durability, decreased maintenance, a neat and clean look and feel, and an affordable solution for exterior finishes. Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement continues to serve North Central Kansas with crane board, fiber cement, and steel siding solutions for your home or business with conventional or foam-back siding. Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement will help transform the look of your home.
Bruna Implement Company knows Case IH innovations do more than solve everyday problems. They maximize output while saving your operation money. That's why they continue to offer proven, efficient, and reliable solutions. Be ready with Case IH innovations like the axial flow rotor, quad track technology, advanced farming systems, and an SCR-only emissions solution. Because it's not an innovation until it changes your bottom line. For the best in farming equipment, visit Bruna Implement Company at any of their 5 locations.
Do you ever get tired of waiting for your monthly bank statements to show up in your mailbox? Sign up for our new e-statements at Union State Bank and receive your monthly statement as soon as it's ready. With our new e-statements, you gain a more secure way of checking your monthly transactions and the added convenience of being able to check your statements anywhere that you have internet access. Plus, you'll be helping us to go green by processing less paper each month. Call or come in to our convenient locations to get signed up for e-statements today. Union State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Back again at the half, your Green Team Cars halftime show. Huge savings right now on that Crossroads edition, and we've been talking with Bill Rice as they get a chance to during the week, and they have a lot of new stuff he was telling us this morning that is in, and he's really excited about finishing off the month of October. He's already thinking about the big finish. It's the 10th. Yeah, you got to make a big finish. He likes to move that iron, he always said.
Yeah.
You've heard him say that before.
I have.
The Tigers lead at 21-20. They've moved some iron here tonight as 2 big kickoff returns. I'm telling you, when Tyler Young, there were 2 plays on both those kickoff returns. When Tyler Young hit the seam in the middle and just exploded, I bet there was 10 yards where he gained 8 yards of ground on everybody else on the field, and then he was gone. The second one, when Ricky Hughes turned the corner on the outside, and again, I thought they had an angle on him.
I agree.
He just left him up the sideline.
I totally thought they had the angle of pursuit on Ricky on this corner, and he pulled away. But I agree, Tyler made separation in a short period of time.
Oh, unbelievable. He almost had a second touchdown of the game earlier when he almost had a pick 6. I'll hand those over to our former Clay Center Tiger. We have Caden Anderson with us tonight. Gator is still used to being called, or this is being called, I guess, sometimes. Yeah, and Tabor Blue Jay. Indeed. Great to have you back here. I was telling the listeners earlier, you came up and said, have a chance to sit up with you. I got to keep my cash dry. And I said, you're welcome in our booth anytime, and you know that I mean that. But you have, give our listeners a little idea of what kind of injuries you have battled since you left here. I know you had them while here. You've had a tough go of it at Tabor.
This past year has been pretty tough. I tore my ACL in week 7 and then rehabbed it for a month and then played on it again.
Right.
Did a little more damage to it, but you got to do what you can. And then this past summer, I got rehab, got cleared. Months later, I tore my meniscus in the same knee, so back to surgery again.
Man.
And then just 2 weeks ago, I broke my fibula. So...
And the first thing I asked Caden then was we were getting ready for this ball game to get started. I said, so what's the plan? He goes, I'm going to go back. I'll be back for my senior year, and we'll see what happens. So congratulations on battling through and keeping going. And you've been playing a lot for Tabor. I mean, it wasn't as if you weren't getting time and weren't a big part of what they're doing. And they've had a really good run there for the Blue Jays. How about seeing the Tigers come out here against Abilene? I will tell the listeners before you answer that, as I was talking with Chet about this rivalry, I saw a lot of head nodding from Caden because he knows what the rivalry is like.
Definitely a rivalry.
Yeah.
And having 2 roommates that come from Abilene, this is a big game.
Yeah.
And being up right now makes it that much sweeter.
You wouldn't go back and talk any smack to the brothers Pope, would you?
Oh, you know what's going to happen.
One way or the other, right?
Exactly.
It's going to happen. How about the return men, Ricky Hughes and Tyler Young? Something near and dear to your heart, I know here.
Yes, I love it. Special teams are hitting yardage in this game, and as much as coaches and them don't focus too much on it in high school, it is a big deal.
Absolutely, and what a big part of this first half of the Tigers. Gator, appreciate you being with us, and let's see if we can get the second half going. Good luck on the rehab. I'm anxious to see what happens as you get back on the field. Chad, second half, hidden yardage. That could be part of your stat of the game you were talking about with what the Tigers have been able to do. Even for Abilene, with the block punt that gave them, absolutely, the short field that was one of their touchdown scores. By the way, the Tigers will get the kickoff to begin the second half. So, Abilene, halftime. You got to talk special teams with 2 scores. Do they kick it downfield? Do they squib it? Or have they just kind of secured their coverage? What do you think?
I think they're going to squib it.
I would be shocked if they do. They knock it right down on the field. It's touched. Tigers need to get on it, and they will, and they'll have the football at their own 32-yard line. That is much like a batter, since we'll go back, we're talking playoffs, getting that intentional walk. They said, Ricky, Tyler, we want nothing to do with you guys. So the Tigers take over, leading 21-20 as we begin the second half. Cade Wallace back in at quarterback for the Tigers. The offensive line, McCade, Melius, Parker Folks. The center is Austin Last. And then to the right side, we have Dylan Carlson. I think Jace Cat. Actually, they've gone to that 5 offensive lineman set. They run it left side to Gabe Ware, and there is some pretty good yards for Gabe Ware as he takes it 6 yards. We saw this last week, right? Kind of the meat squad, whatever you want to call it. They add a tackle out there on the outside, and they ran that direction and picked up 5, maybe 6 yards.
Well, that's a lot of teams. The tight end is basically another tackle anyway. We don't even pretend we have a tight end. We just stick him out there. That's the big gain on first down we've been looking for out of Gabe Ware, 5 yards.
Second down, 5. Hunter Mullen, the receiver, right. In motion will go Hughes. They will hand it off again underneath. Out to the 40, and that's a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards. And the Tigers right now have come out, and I think their strategy is we're going to make them understand what our offense is about, and that is grind yards and grind time off.
Well, if you can script everything out ahead of time how you want things to go, beginning with the coin toss, you want to take the kickoff to start the second half. Now, nothing that happened in that first half is how you script it. But here we have 3rd and short. We need to convert this.
Cade Wallace goes under center. 3rd down, a couple to go. He will hand it off again underneath. Short yardage play. It does not appear that Gabe Ware is going to pick up the first down. He does go across the 40, but they'll be a good yard shy at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, the ball mark is going to be right about on that number. That 4 on that side, the 0 on this side.
We got somebody hurt for Abilene.
They do.
Slow to get up off the pile. Then I saw Gabe Ware get up, and I didn't see the huddle around from the Cowboys around their injured player in on the interior. So they have brought the trainer out, coach coming out to look as well. 4th down and a yard to go for the Tigers. We'll take an injury timeout. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCOY.
If you're a farmer, you're used to being at least one step ahead. You're always thinking about the next season and the supplies you'll need. Contact Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Cells to get ready for the next wheat crop. They'll have plenty of starter fertilizer on hand for all their customers, so give them a call today and place your order. Talk with Brent, Alan, Darren, Kent, or Mike Green. Whether you want liquid or dry starter fertilizer, Wilbur Ellis and Reed Seed Cells is the place to go.
A familiar face and a friendly smile. The Citizens National Bank.
You use your smartphone to connect with friends, play games, and more. Why not bank on it? The Citizens National Bank mobile banking is fast, easy, and a secure way to stay on top of your finances wherever you are. Check your balances, find ATMs, pay bills, transfer funds, and make deposits. It's easy and available at no charge from the Citizens National Bank. Member FDIC. Mobile deposits are subject to approval. Message and data rates may apply.
4th down, a yard to go as we bring you back to the Tigers den. The injured player was Logan McDowell for the Abilene Cowboys. He is up and walking off under his own power to the sideline, so we'll hope that is not an injury that will keep him off the field. Tigers do line up to go for it. Now, do you go or you try to draw the Cowboys offside? Cade Wallace under center. 4th down and 1 from their own 41-yard line. Wallace, the hard count, not going for it. Now he stands up, yells a call to his team. They are going to go for it, and he dives ahead. First down, Tigers. Murphy, the 39-time All-Star, Chet. Played it well, didn't he? Dramatic to the best. That's Oscar performance right there.
You kind of said that as a rhetorical question. You weren't wanting me to answer because we had to go into the play call. You go, do we try to draw them off or do we run the play? And I was going to say we do both. And that's exactly
what they did. And what a call. Hard count, backed away, act as if he was calling a play, then they go right to the quarterback. Keep 1st and 10. What a start for the Tigers. Now it's going to be Wallace hit in the backfield. He'll be dropped for about a yard loss. 2nd down and long. That time faked it to Ware, kept it, and was hit immediately.
Well, 90% of the time, Cade makes the right read there, and he comes out of that picking up positive yardage, but nobody on the Abilene interior D was fooled that time. Dropped Cade for a yard loss.
9:40 to work. We're in the 3rd quarter. Tigers leading Abilene 21-20. Already they're about 3 minutes of clock wiped away in this 3rd period after going for it on 4th and 1. Wallace fakes it, keeps it, dives across the 45. That's a gain of about 5 yards. We'll call it a long 4. 2nd down or 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers.
Well, we got some positive yardage out of that, and a good run by Cade. He was running hard, very low to the ground there. It was hard to see him. He was falling down most of that run, but a good game for Cade. He did get 5 yards on that. We had lost 1 on the previous play.
Clock taken away, down to 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Tigers with a football, 3rd down, 6. Right goes Brumfield. Left on the wide side is Mullen. Gabe Ware, the back behind quarterback Cade Wallace, rolling left, wanting to pass. Pressure coming. He slips and falls, and it's going to bring up 4th down and long now for the Tigers back at their own 41. Pressure on him. He had 2 guys really coming down toward his step, and as he planted, his feet went out from underneath, and he was an easy target.
And that's so hard. That's so frustrating for a player. Caden knows it a lot more recently than you or I do. But when you make a quick decision and you're instinctively reacting, and then you have no control because your feet are going out from under you.
Tigers will have to punt. Their last punt was blocked, remember. Brady Hamill from his own 31. Snap is a good one. He'll get this one away, and he bangs one downfield. It's going to bounce at the 30, roll inside the 25, and now down to the 19-yard line where Tyler Young will down the football. So the Tigers have a little flip of the field. They move the football, get the chains moved once, then they stall. The good punt. We'll see if the defense can do their job.
We're going to put Brady Hamill on our balance sheet because he is a heck of an asset to have. He has been for a couple of years. So dependable back there. And there he moved the ball a long way downfield. When you look at possession, an area of possession, here we're starting Abilene behind their 20.
Hazlitt goes in under center. First touch of the second half of the Cowboys starts at 8:06 to go. And off right side, a Tiger defense will stand up the ball carrier slides underneath the initial contact. That was Brent Hirsch. It is Hookman. That is going to be a gain of maybe 3. Second down, we'll call it 2nd down and 8 after a gain of 2 by Hookman.
I need to just write Tanner real big up here because I keep trying to say a different Hookman name, but Tanner Hookman is a very, very good runner. He's a hard runner, and he's hard to bring down. And so, I said earlier, it looks like you have him stopped pretty good, and he picks up 5. That time we did hold him to a 2-yard gain.
2nd down, 8. Hirsch and Hookman behind Hazlitt, who goes under center one more time. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Pitch out right for Hookman. And he will slip through the first contact, dive out near the 30-yard line. He may have had enough to pick up the first down. Again, he gets that football and is running downhill as he catches the pitch.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it is a carry of at least 8, maybe 9 yards. And it is 1st and 10. Abilene now at their own 29.
And Tanner Hookman, I finally did it. I got it out of my system. Tanner Hookman and Harley Hazlitt both see the field very well.
Right.
And that's something you can't coach. They just have that.
Hazlitt now from the gun, 2 receivers left, 2 backs in the backfield with him. 1st and 10 from their own 29. Hazlitt optioning right hit, and he is knocked backwards. The tackle is going to be made 2 yards deep. They contained, and then the big hit coming. Was that Dylan Carlson who got the first shot in there?
I think, and Brady Hamill maybe. It was Zeb was in later,
right?
But it was one of those guys. It might have been both of them because Dylan Carlson and Brady Hamill were tag teaming earlier, but it was one of those guys.
Second down, 11, a loss of a yard on the play. 6:25 to go, third quarter. Tigers lead it 21-20 here over Abilene from the den.
That's the kind of hit I've been looking for all night. We've had a lot of hits where then we get drugged down, but that time we hit them and drove them backwards.
Hazlitt again from the gun. He's got three very tight receivers left. He's wanting to pass. Stands in the pocket. Fires out. Has the receiver wide open. Pass caught near the midfield stripe. And now a break of the tackle to the sideline. Goes Goodwin. Or Cookman, I should say. He'll be down to the 30, down to the 20. To the 15 goes Goodwin for the Abilene Cowboys. And it will be first down and 10. Abilene, they move it big. This time the big pass play is a short throw of about 15 yards and then run after the catch.
Tell you what, that was a heck of a run. First of all, it was a great catch, but he got himself open out there. A good throw by Abilene, a good catch by Abilene, but then a couple of missed tackles by the Tigers. And when they're hard runners, you can't give them anything because it just puts you back with your back against the wall. They're at the 15-yard line is where we are.
Tigers lead of 1 in jeopardy as the Cowboys have it at the Tiger 14-yard line, first down and 10.
I thought it was Hookman, too, but it was Goodwin.
Dalton Goodwin's in it. He had the first big catch down the sideline that set up a score on this end of the field the first half. Hazlitt again from the gun. He has Hirsch standing beside him. He will hand it off to Hirsch underneath, and he's got some room. Nobody picked up the fullback. Now he breaks the tackle. He's to the goal line, and Clay Center has given up a score with 5:20 to go in this third quarter. They surprised the Tiger defense. Nobody paid attention to the fullback that time.
Well, that's tough. And, you know, that was a tough defensive miss by the Tigers that time. You know, the coaches that have hair, it's going gray. The ones that are bald are getting more bald. You know, it's just that's a tough play. It was a good play by Abilene.
Yeah, Hirsch that time just standing by Hazlitt in the shotgun, and nobody paid attention to number 35, and he takes it in from 14 yards out. So now the Tigers trail 26-21. The extra point try coming on a 2-point conversion again for the Cowboys. They have hit one 2-point conversion. Hazlitt runs right side, hit, and stood up and driven backwards, and there will be no 2-point conversion here. And he not only driven backwards, the whistle didn't blow. The Tigers say we played to the whistle. Hazlitt took his second big hit of this drive. Dylan Carlson, by the way. 26-21, Abilene by 5. 5:20 to work, third quarter. The Tigers get the kickoff coming up next.
From peanut butter to boxed dinners, snack items, canned goods, and more, the variety of the Wow Bins at Ray's Apple Market is always changing and offers you more savings. You'll find over a dozen Wow Bins throughout the store that features your favorite brands, private labels, and new food items to try. Shop every week to find great values and stock up on pantry items your family enjoys. Ray's Apple Market is glad to provide customers with quality choices to feed your family while saving you more money. Make someone's day with a greeting card from Patterson Health Mart. Whether you want to wish them a happy birthday, express sorrow of a loss, celebrate an anniversary, or congratulate the new parents, you'll find just the right card at Patterson Health Mart. Their selection has funny, sentimental, and religious cards for every occasion, or no occasion at all. Single cards are 99 cents or $1.99 each. Stock up for all the special moments for those that are special to you at Patterson Health Mart in Clay Center.
Squib kick again for the Abilene Cowboys, and it'll be covered up. Clay Center will take over at their own 25. Adam Evert getting it covered up for the Clay Center Tigers. So the offense back on the field. Cade Wallace will lead the troops out. We'll see if the Tiger offense can make a move back down the field again.
Well, after we return 2 kickoffs, more than 80 yards each for touchdowns, you know, they've come out in the second half, and they've done 2 squib kicks very well.
They have.
That's hard to do well, and they've done them very well.
Balin Brumfield, the receiver left. Hunter Mullins to the right side. In motion goes Hughes. They'll pitch it to Ricky Hughes out right side to the 25, and buckled down there. Gain of maybe a yard. Second down and 9. He had a couple of blockers. He had a head of steam, but Abilene had a pretty good read on where that football was going.
Yeah, in that play call, Ricky has already run about 3 times further than anybody else on the field is going to. And he does have a head of steam sometimes if he can make a cut, make the corner. He couldn't do that. Abilene stopped him for no gain.
26-21 ball game. Tigers trail by 5 now in the third quarter, late 4:42 to go. Cade Wallace, the quarterback, in under center. Gabe Ware behind him. In motion, Hughes. They will hand. Now the ball is loose on the ground, and Abilene looks like they have it. The handoff never secured, slipped loose, and Abilene has gotten another short field to work with. It was a punt block in the first half, and this time it's a fumble, the first miscue with the Tiger offense.
Yeah, it's the first turnover, for either team in this game. And sometimes fumbles come from a big, hard hit. Sometimes it is an exchange that never happened, and that's what happened on that one.
And the ball sported loose. You could see it free in the air, and then it fell. The only player really around that saw it immediately was the Abilene Cowboys, and they come up with the football. 26-21. Haslet under center, 2 backs behind. He'll hand off right side. Cut move by Hookman as he gets near the line of scrimmage. Crawls his way to the 20-yard line and will pick up about 9 on the first down carry, 2nd and 1. And Abilene's got to bounce in their step here after taking the football over on a short field with the lead.
Hookman picked up another almost 2 yards after we basically made the tackle because our tackler was underneath him. He wasn't on the ground yet, and as he rolled over our tackler, before he hit the ground, he picked up another couple yards. They're doing this receiver to the left side wide. Haslet's going to hand off underneath. This is Hookman, spins off a tackle, now breaks free, down to the 5, to the goal line. Abilene is in. Touchdown Cowboys with 3:51 to work, and they have scored in the last 90 seconds 2 very quick touchdowns and taken a 2-score lead, 32-21. Well, and when you get a turnover, you want to try to jump on the other team fast, and it's hard to stop that sometimes because you get enough momentum from the turnover alone. They took over the ball inside the 30-yard line and in 2 plays punched it into the end zone.
So Abilene now will try the extra point. They missed their first of the game. Barberry is the kicker. They had gone for 2-point conversions each time since that. Correction, that the kicker is Brian McComb. This kick is on its way, looks good, and it is. 33-21. Cowboys lead it by a dozen. 3:51 to work. We're in the third quarter. Here are the Tigers in. Stay with us for Tiger football on KCOY.
Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics. Whether you're looking for a tough Ram truck, a sporty Dodge Challenger, or an elegant Chrysler 300, Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has you covered. For 46 years, they've treated you like family because their family name is on the door. Right now, get 0% plus no payment for 90 days. The area's only 5-star certified dealership, Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Manhattan. Go Tigers!
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Thanks to a new Oldie soil-specific seed online service, your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Customize every acre with the highest potential hybrid based on soil types, trait package needs, disease threats, and agronomic preferences. Valuable data can also be shared with trusted suppliers. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Onside kick now for the Cowboys and covered up nicely. Up man for the Tigers, getting on top of that football for Clay Center was Brandon Loader. So Brandon Loader diving on that and giving the Tigers a great look here from their own 48.
Yeah, that wasn't a squib as much as just a really hot, almost more, I think it was meant to be a squib, but it was more like a hot onside.
Yeah, and had a weird spin to it, but Brandon Loader handled it nicely, and the Tigers will take over at their own 48-yard line. First down and 10. 2 receivers off to the left side. Lane Libby back in. They'll pitch it left for Gabe Ware trying to turn the corner, and it's not there. The Cowboys stretch it out and bring down Ware for a 2-yard loss back at the Tiger 45. Lane Libby back in at quarterback. Now, he had some success throwing the football on that final drive before the half. Tigers have tried to establish the line of scrimmage. Did very early in the opening drive of the second half, but since that time has really had trouble moving the football.
Tell you what, Colton Mills for Abilene, I got to give him some credit on that. He plays linebacker, and he got through there so quick. He's at middle linebacker, and he got through there and caught Gabe Ware behind the line of scrimmage.
Second down, 12 for the Tigers. Libby making sure his line is set on the play. Now back to pass. Steps, fires across the middle, has a receiver. Ricky Hughes had it for a second. It is broken up, though, by the Abilene Cowboys' Trey Bender.
That was just one of those perfectly timed hits by the defense. You know, Ricky Hughes had it touching his hands, but before he could secure the ball and put it away, it was knocked out of there by Abilene.
We have a couple of scores very quickly. Hanover Wildcats leading big over Lincoln right now. They are up 54-8. And also Clifton Clyde trailing Osborne. Osborne stayed ranked right behind Hanover 50-0. Third down, 12 for the Tigers. Two receivers right, one left. Lively's going to drop the pass. Now rolls out right, looks across the middle, fires, hits Hunter Mullen, and he is hammered to the ground. That looked like a shot very high on Mullen by the defender. No flags down. It will bring up fourth down at about 5. Mullen caught it and hung on to it as Lane Lively hit him, but now fourth down and about 4 left to go.
Boy, that's one of those that, I don't know, everybody in the stands wanted to call because they make so much about the point of emphasis this year. But there were 3 officials choosing not to right on the play.
Reggie Coop made a hard hit, kind of a forearm shiver up near the ear hole of the helmet. It's fourth down and 4 to go. Brady Hamill will wait for the punt or the snap. Now he punts it away to the Cowboys again. High kick, and it's going to be caught at about the 15-yard line. Fair catch called for by Goodwin. Had to go down to his knees to come up with that football. He almost played too far back behind it. But the Cowboys do stop defensively, and with a 12-point, 33-21 lead over the Tigers, they lead it with 2:09 to go here in the third quarter. The Tiger defense will be called on here to make something happen. And they certainly have done that tonight.
Well, they really have. You know, they've done a good job of taking the Abilene offense, this high-powered offense, a very successful, scary offense. They've taken them out of the game, much of this game.
Hazlitt will turn, hand it off right side, and there is a run by Hookman. And again, the Tigers' 3 or 4 defenders. Hookman not going to the ground. He'll pick up about 3 yards after they finally stuffed him and the whistle did blow. Second down 7, the football almost to the 20-yard line. Under 2 to go, third quarter.
Starting to see a few attitudes out there on the field on both sides of the ball, and oftentimes that happens after a hit, like what we just saw. Sure. And it comes from both sides, and so a little bit more spirit on both sides of the ball right now.
Tigers have Evan Stanley in the middle, along with Jacob Blackburn in there, Dylan Carlson, Zeb Bloom, Adam Ebert up on the line in that linebacking position. Second down, 7 to go, and pressure coming on Hazlitt. Ebert's going to bring him down for a sack. There is a penalty flag thrown in the backfield. Could be in the area of holding on Abilene. We'll have to wait and see. And it is against a blow to the head called against the Cowboys on top of the play made by Adam Ebert. But how about the guy getting back there in a hurry on a blitz from the outside, and Hazlitt had no idea he was coming.
Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth. Number 25 did not have anything slow him down. It was a race to the quarterback, and he won.
So this will be third down and long unless the penalty yardage is after the play, and that will be the very interesting decision here by the Tigers.
Going to talk to the coach.
I think they're saying whether the play will be, if it was not a personal foul, correct?
Well, the blow to the head, I thought it was, but he's not saying that yet. It was a preliminary signal, on the blow to the head.
Austin Last is saying we decline, right, or we take it. Now they're going to take the penalty yardage. So we'll see what the down marker is ruled. And I believe they're going to push Abilene back. Well, what a sack by Adam Ebert, untouched, and Hazlitt was back to pass looking away from him, and Ebert ran him right down. It will stay second down, but this is going to bump them back, Abilene, to their own 12-yard line. So it would have been third down at about 11. Instead, they'll take the yardage, second down and 17. Abilene will line up with a receiver wide right, also one left, and then the two-back stack behind Hazlitt in the backfield. Harley Hazlitt, back to pass, short drop. Now steps, fires out across the outside. It's tipped and got away from his receiver, Chase Stalder. He hasn't had a chance to throw to Stalder much tonight. It was a great weapon that went through his hand. Stalder having to reach back behind him. the ball almost popped up where Colvin Lafferty had a chance at it.
And we haven't talked about Chase much tonight. We know Chase fairly well, and here he is a senior. He's been quarterback, and he moves out to wide receiver. He got his first touchdown a few weeks ago at the wide receiver position, and he is a threat. But that was thrown behind him. The ball was tipped. Not really an interception opportunity the way that ball was glancing. But here we have Abilene back on their heels on 3rd down and long.
3 receivers left, 3rd down, 17 to go from inside their own 10. They'll hand off underneath. Now bounce to the outside. Tigers trying to close the door, and they will. What a tackle. Tyler Young underneath. Zip Bloom and Hunter Mullen up top. And the Tigers will drop the ball carrier after a 5-yard gain. It's 4th down and 12.
A really good block out there by Abilene, but he couldn't block 5 people, he did a really good job of blocking there. On those corner blocks, it's so close to holding every time, and it's hard to get a good block. But anyway, the Tiger defense just swarmed to the play.
Well, special teams come up big again for the Tigers right now with 24 to go 3rd quarter. They'll have a return from around their own midfield stripe. The kick is away. Hunter Mullen's got a chance at it from the Abilene 45. Starts toward the middle. Now it's going to be hit. No chance on the return. And he'll be dropped at the Abilene 42. But the Tigers have great field position, down by 2 scores.
So the first thing he did was secure the ball. That ball was coming out of that punter hot. And if he doesn't get a good catch on that ball, or if he lets it go, that could have turned into a long punt. So he secured the ball, picked up a couple yards, but what he did was maintain good field position. We're taking over on the 42-yard line.
11 seconds to work here in the 3rd quarter, 33-21. Play center will have the football. Lane Libby in under center. He'll fake it right. Now he does hand it off underneath. And this will be the final play of this 3rd period. Gabe Ware the carry. And Gabe has just not had much opportunity to move downfield. He got maybe to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down. As we head to the 4th, here are the Tigers in. Play center trails 33-21 when we return.
Hi, I'm Tammy Taylor, the business account rep for Twin Valley. What's your favorite part of fall? Is it the colors, cooler temperatures, or activities? If you're a business owner, your favorite part might be this sound. One way you can save your business money is by installing a new hosted voice system. You get the best communication solution and save money. For a limited time, your business can take advantage of our buyback opportunity. Call 1-800-515-3311 for a free estimate.
Hey folks, it's Marty at Bud's Tire Service. Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and Bud's Tire is here to help get your vehicle through the harsh winter months ahead. From tires to alignment to oil changes and coolant changes, transmissions and engines, we can do it all. From October 1st to November 15th, we have $50 to $70 rebates on select Mastercraft tires, the most affordable and proven tire for our area's driving conditions. We are proud to be a part of the Play Center community and also proud supporters of Tiger Athletics.
Headed to the 4th quarter, Tigers will be faced with 2nd down and 9. They have the football at the Abilene 42-yard line. So plenty of time, by all means, in this football game. The Tigers would like to move this down and get themselves back within 1 score. They will have the football with Cade Wallace back in at quarterback. They'll send Hunter Mullen wide to the left side. That's the wide side of the field. Wallace, who has not thrown the ball, he's rolled a couple of times to throw it. Lane Libby's been able to pass the end of the first half on that scoring drive and connected to Hunter Mullen a moment ago. Now the officials are taking a long time to get set for the second half, and they're adjusting where the chain crew is set up.
There you go.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9, football at the Abilene 42. We're yet to get the first snap of the 4th quarter underway.
Need to have another committee meeting, but they're not moving the ball marker, but they're adjusting where the 10-yard chain is.
So the officials are now talking things back over again. I think the crew had it right. It was 2nd and 9, and they moved them in a different direction now. I think the chain crew had it right. Chain gang had it right. And if you know those guys, if you ask them, they'd say they had it right out there. What do you think?
Yeah, we know those guys.
Now all 4 officials in the middle of the field trying to sort things out. It is second down. That is correct. Now they'll move the chains right back to where they were.
Yeah.
So the official came out and they said, no, this is wrong. They moved the chains, and then they met again, and they said, okay, you had it right, and they moved them back. So
They clipped that yard marker on the chain, and they keep moving it back and forth between the 40 and the 45. Now they moved it back.
second down, 9, Cade Wallace under center, and motion goes Hughes. Hand off underneath, and nothing there for the Tigers. Again, this time Adam Ebert running the football, and play center still trying to smash the middle of that line and get something going, but just unable to make room inside.
And that was all number 4, Colton Mills again, that senior linebacker that caught Gabe Ware in the backfield a while ago. That time he just came through, big contact, big hit for a loss.
Now Hughes and Wallace will come to the sideline. Tyler Young and Lane Libby back on the field. So Libby will go in at quarterback. Third down, 11. Football is at the Abilene 43. They lost about a half yard on that last play. Ebert is the running back behind Libby, who's under center. Brumfield left, Mullen right, the receivers. Third down, 11. Lane Libby rolls left, trying to have some time. Flips it out toward the sideline left, and Tyler Young had turned in Libby's throw toward the sideline. It falls incomplete. Nobody able to get to it.
I don't know if they were on different pages. I mean, it looked like they were, or Lane just might have
had to get rid of it.
That could have been a result of being under duress back there, rolling to his left.
So the Tigers will be forced to punt, and our stat of the game that we bring each night to the ball game, another punt here from Brady Hamill might secure one that our man Gator came up with earlier.
Yeah,
that's the way he's thinking special teams.
I know, it's a good catch by Caden there.
He's had, 4 punts inside the 20 thus far? Right. Brady Hamill near the midfield stripe, steps and angles one right side, and this will be bouncing at about the 15-yard line. And I think we've got another one.
Going to be close to the 20.
They will keep it inside the 20. I say the Pizza Hut stat of the game. He may get another chance to pin one back there again, but 5 punts from the Hammerhead tonight inside the 20-yard line.
That's a big deal.
It is, yeah. Pizza Hut stat of the game. Special teams defensively. Certainly special teams are going to pop up somewhere in our other awards tonight, but the stat of the game for Pizza Hut, 5 Brady Hamill punts go pinned inside the 20. Abilene will take over. 11 minutes to work here in the fourth quarter. They lead at 33-21. Handoff right side, a carry up the middle. This is Hookman, and he gets free for a moment, trying to break a tackle, drugged down by Hunter Mullen, but not before he gains 16, 17 yards.
That was a big run by Hookman, and we had 2 guys right near the line of scrimmage that were almost in position, just enough to maybe get a fingertip on him, but they weren't in a position to get a good stop on Hookman. And you got to be that way with him. He rumbled for a big game.
Junction City and Manhattan, it's a 9-7 Manhattan lead, 2:50 to go third quarter. Odd score there. 10:35 to work. Abilene with the football. Tigers trail 33-21 here in the fourth. Hazlitt handoff, and again, carry by Hookman. He will fall forward for a couple of yards. It will be second down and 8. So second down, 8 yards to go. Good stop there on first down. If the Tiger defense can claw in here and give the offense a chance with the football again.
Well, with 10 minutes to go in the game, the Tiger offense needs to get that ball back. Now, this is about as unorthodox of a game as you could come up with how all the different points came.
And the Abilene Cowboys really milking the clock early in this fourth quarter. They are keeping an eye on the scoreboard before they ever go under center, and now Hazlitt does step in. Second down 8, handoff again to Hookman, and this time he'll be brought down. Evan Stanley with the tackle, and then help coming from Jace Casper and Zeb Bloom, but Stanley made that play. It's third down and 6, maybe 5, as they get it out to the 40-yard line.
Big number 75, Evan Stanley, with the first big hit and the real crunch, right? And then the Cousins piled on.
That's right. Third down 5, 9:22 to work, 33-21 ball game. Tigers led 21-20 at half and have been outscored 13-0 since that time. Third down 5, Cowboys again from their own 40-yard line, and again taking time off the clock. You know, I understand the strategy, and I like what the Cowboys are doing. I understand why they're doing it. There's a run up the middle. Oh, they had the ball carrier, and he breaks free from two defenders and able to dive out near the midfield stripe and pick up the 1st and 10. The point I was going to make was I understand milking the clock down, but you really break up your offensive rhythm, and then they go and do this, and so it doesn't matter, I guess. They get the first down.
I grew up watching Jack Hartman basketball, so, I mean, that's what I felt like I was watching there a little bit in the football version very early in the fourth quarter. But the Tigers had him stop. They had him stop several yards short of the first down, but he was still standing up. They didn't put him on the ground.
Push it off. That's right. Again, Hazlitt looking at the clock, knowing how long he needs to let it tick before he goes in under center. Now they're ready to work. 1st and 10. Hand off right side again, and Hookman is drugged down by Parker Folks. But Hookman able to work behind that offensive line of the Cowboys and get himself to the Tiger 45-yard line. Now 2nd down and 4, and the clock ticks quickly down to 8:15 left in the game. The Tigers down by 12.
Going to see a big dose of this, for the rest of this game, as long as Abilene has this ball. Now, they also are the type of team that will lull you into this type of game, and they've got an arm, and they've got guys that can catch the ball, so you can't go to sleep on that coverage, but they're going to do a lot of pounding the ball on the ground.
Tiger defensive line digging in up front. Stanley, Last, Carlson, Bloom. Here's Hazlitt, handoff again. Toward the right side comes Hookman. Brady Hamill can't make the tackle. 2 more Tigers almost let Hookman go through. Lafferty and Hughes able to trip up Hookman as he gets it down near the 30-yard line. Another 1st and 10 for the Cowboys, and now 7:38 left to go in this game.
And this is that point in the game, starting to get deeper into the fourth quarter where everybody's tired. People are bruised, they're sore, and it just looks to me like Hookman's running stronger.
He just, gaining steam. The Cowboys have the white uniforms changed from what they used to have. Hookman's been on the turf enough diving forward. Almost looks like one of the old brown uniforms that Cowboys used to wear. 1st down and 10, football at the Tiger 31-yard line. And off left, Hookman again. And Zeb Bloom with the tackle near the line of scrimmage. A gain of maybe 1 or 2 as he falls forward. But that time he tried to cut back and read, and Zeb Bloom crashed in from the end.
I tell you what, sometimes we're trying to get all the numbers out of a pile or out of a tackle. That was all number 44, unassisted solo tackle.
And Hookman will come out of the game. Bender coming in at running back. Hookman a little shaken up as he comes off. Or maybe just winded. You just talked about the number of times he's been running the football.
Well, he has a right to be tired.
Goodwin left, Stalder right for the Cowboys. Bender in at tailback now behind quarterback Harley Hazlitt. And it'll be a quick hitter up the middle to Hirsch. Adam Ebert will start the finish off the tackle. The interior able to kind of close it off for a moment, and then Ebert finished it off. It will be a gain of maybe 3, 3rd down and about 5 left to go.
That's where we got a little bit of a stop in there by a host of Tigers and then pushing him back. His legs were kind of under the pile. I think Gator sitting here with that cast on his leg was uncomfortable watching that.
Hookman is back in on 3rd down and 5, so Bender in for one play. They ran to Hurst, the fullback, and now Hookman back in to 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Just under 6 minutes left in this game. Abilene has really milked the clock down here in this fourth quarter. Harley Hazlitt now goes under center. Turns, hands off Hookman. And he's hit once and twice, still falls forward across the 20, and they had him hit about 2 yards into his run, and again, he just withers his way down the field and falls ahead for 1st and 10.
He's just tough. He's tough, and he's a bruising type of a runner, and you have to bring it every time just to tackle it.
So now the Cowboys have marched from inside their own 20-yard line to the Cowboys 19, or to the Tigers 19, and have it 1st down and 10. They lead 33-21.
We don't have a weight on Hookman, but he's not a huge back, but he's not small. He's powerful.
Again, the Cowboys from early on in this fourth quarter when they took over possession have gone to really slow down offense, winding that clock down before they snap it. Hookman again barrels his way, I should say, inside the 15. That's a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards, and he just gets a had a steam going, and he does not quit until the whistle blows.
Dylan Carlson really the one on the tackle there. Jace Casper a little bit at the end as well, but Dylan Carlson's the main stop on that one.
4:48 to work. We're in the fourth. The Tigers trailing here 33-21. Both teams have their full allotment of timeouts. The Cowboys now 2nd down and 5 at the Clay-Sitter 14-yard line.
The time of possession of this game, when we look at this stat later, it's going to be extremely skewed.
Yeah, it's going to be heavily in favor of the Cowboys on time of possession. And this drive right here will be a big part of it. Here's a handoff. Hookman, stutter step. Stanley trying to hang on to him. Hookman will go across the 10, down to the 8, and that's enough for, again, an Abilene Cowboy first down, now 1st and goal at the 8 of the Tigers.
Lots of times Hookman doesn't do a lot of variation. He doesn't do that stutter stuff. He usually just hits the hole and drives forward. That time, the hole was clogged up. He scooted to his left, found a little opening, went on up, and picked up the first, well, close to the first down. They're going to measure.
I said the 8-yard line when the official first came in, the mark. I thought that's where he was stepping, but instead it's right about the 9, and so they'll bring the chains out to see if Abilene has the first down or not. They stretch the chains out, and it is 1st down and goal. Cowboys at the Tiger 9-yard line.
And that chain marker was right in the middle of that football, so got just what he needed.
I want to remind you again to stop in at Green Team Cars in Clay Center. You can also go to greenteamcars.com if you don't have the opportunity to stop into the lot. But they've got some great opportunities. One that they're really focusing on from Dodge is the 2014 Journey Crossroads Edition. Harley Hazlitt, again, milking the play clock down before he goes in under center. And they started this with about 9.5 minutes to go. When they took over this football, they started that procedure, and now they have it 1st down and goal at the Tiger 9. And there's a tackle. Chase Casper makes the play as Hookman is knocked down in the backfield. Chase lifts him back up with a helping hand after he buried him for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
I think his dad taught him that. You make a big hit and then help him up.
Yeah, his dad would tell you that, I think. Anyway.
Right.
3:40 to go here in this fourth quarter. Tigers down 33-21. Abilene will have it 2nd down and goal. Timeout taken on the field.
Reduce costly irrigation downtime next season by preparing your center pivots, corners, and linears now. Your local Valley dealer has a preventative maintenance program that protects your investment through the cooler weather and makes sure your irrigation equipment is ready for the next growing season. Don't take a chance on your machines breaking down when your crops need water. Contact your local Valley dealer today about a preventative maintenance program.
See Republican Valley Irrigation or call 632-5588.
33-21, and the Abilene Cowboys just taking the air out of this football in this fourth quarter after they took it over, thrown 19-yard line after the punt from Hamill, and then they have just absolutely methodically marched this thing down the field, basically with the work of an offensive line and Tanner Hookman.
Yeah, they've taken the air out of the ball. They've taken the time off the clock, and they just ground it out and moved the chains about every 3rd down.
Tigers getting a timeout there to stop the clock with 3:40 left. Still only down 2 scores, but now the time is down to 3:40 left in this ball game. Abilene will have it 2nd down and goal. The football, actually, there was a loss of a yard for Hookman as Jace Casper, the freak, came through there and made the hit behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down goal. He'll pitch out left now to Hookman. Hunter Mullen turns him back inside. The Tigers will bring down the ball carrier Hookman. That's Adam Ebert and Zeb Bloom who make the tackle. It's 3rd down and goal now at the Tiger 5-yard line.
I'll tell you what, that's a thankless job out there Hunter Mullen has when you're out on that corner like that and you're trying to turn that runner in, fighting off the block, but he did a good job.
So which do you give the electrifying play to? Which kickoff return are you going to? Which is one trump the other? Do we give a kickoff return award on 2 different counts, you think? You know, we could do a big hitter and electrifying. They were both that good.
They were so similar. You know, I mean, the difference was up the middle or around the side.
2 yards difference.
Yeah. But they both gave the team the type of spark they need. I don't care if you share it or if you split it between big hitter and electrify.
The electrifying play of the game, of course, which is brought to you by Debenham Electric and Heating. The electrifying play, the first one that got it up going for the Tigers, 85 yards, key money. Tyler Young took it to the house, and it was a burst up the middle. It shocked this whole place, and it ignited the Tiger fan.
It was the first one. You can't have a second one unless you have a first one. So let's give that electrifying play of the game to Ty.
Debenham Electric Heating and Air, the electrifying play of the game, an 85-yard touchdown return from Tyler Young. 3:30 left here. Tigers trailing 33-21 in the fourth quarter. Abilene has it. Third down and goal at the Tiger 5-yard line. Hazlitt, handoff right side now. Hookman again stood up and buried. He'll get nowhere. Initial hit. Brady Hamill got in underneath. And then two Tiger defenders up top. Austin Last and Jace Casper, and the Tigers burn another timeout. Well, they've got him to fourth down and goal and trying to stand up here.
A lot of sixes there. 68, Austin Last, 66, Jace Casper to help finish that. And who was at the beginning, did you say?
Brady Hamill had
another six.
Contact, yeah, another six on the play. So fourth down and goal. Timeout taken here. We'll keep it right here at the Tigers' end. Play center, if they can stop. Sure, it's short time, but you've got to give yourself a chance right now.
Well, the Tigers have never quit in this game. Abilene scored off of two short fields from turnover, right? One fumble, one block punt. So they had very short fields there. They're up by 2 scores. That's basically the difference there. But the Tigers have always kept in this game, both in their hearts, in their minds, in their spirit, and they're staying in it now.
So fourth down and goal. Abilene will have it at the 5-yard line of the Tigers, and they will go for it. Not bringing a field goal unit out, which is to no one's surprise. And they will go from the shotgun here. 3 receivers tight, staggered left. Hazlitt will hand off underneath, and this is the fullback again. And once more, Brent Hirsch gets through because the Tigers turn their backs looking for a receiver to cover, and Hirsch, the fullback, surprised him twice tonight.
Yeah, we've had a little trouble with that fullback coverage there because he has scored 2 touchdowns almost unabated in that time on fourth down.
So the Cowboys take the clock down to 3:18 to go, and now Clay Center trailing 39-21. And they will bring on the extra point try from Lacombe. Ryan Wilson, the holder for the Cowboys. Here's the extra point try, and it's missed. The hold never got down for Lacombe, and it just sported off the tee. So 39-21, Tigers get the football back, trailing here late fourth quarter, 3:18 left to go when we come back.
Where can you get a low 1.9% financing for 72 months on your next car? At Hanson Ford, when it's a Ford certified pre-owned Ford Fusion, Ford Edge, or Ford Escape. You'll enjoy the fuel efficiency and the reliability of your Ford certified pre-owned vehicle. Plus, you'll have the peace of mind that comes from a detailed 172-point inspection and a limited warranty. Stop by Hanson Ford in Clay Center and look over all the pre-owned vehicles they have, one that's just right for you.
First comes love, then comes marriage, and then comes a home in Blueprints? Whether you're newly married or just looking to build the home you've always dreamt of, come see the lenders at United Bank and Trust. Making your plans a reality is their business. Whether it's new construction, refinancing, or everything in between, like new roofs or updating that shag carpet, United Bank and Trust is here to help you with quick loan decisions from a local lender you know and trust. United Bank and Trust. You bank, we deliver. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
3:18 left here, 39-21 now. Cowboys have taken that lead up to 39-21, and they've taken the clock down to 3:17 to go. They do kick a line drive, picked up by Ricky Hughes, trying to find a gap to run toward. Nothing there, and he's going to be taken down at about the 29-yard line. That's where Clay Center will start offensively. Again, 3:11, all that remains in this contest, and the Tigers trailing 39-21.
Well, that time Ricky finally got a kick he could field in this second half of play. Everything's been a squibber since halftime that Abilene's kicked off until that one, but Abilene came out with very good coverage on Ricky.
Cowboys have outscored the Tigers 19-0 in the second half, and that's built up that lead to 39-21 just mentioned. Hughes goes wide right, left. Tigers have Brunfield and Mullen. Rolling left to pass is Live. He fires toward the sideline. This is Hunter Mullen trying to get around the defender who just caught his ankle. It was a catch, and then that quick step toward the sideline, and he almost spun away, but he was tripped up. Still gains about 6 yards on the play.
Hunter Mullen did a good job of catching that ball and then stepping out and turning around, upfield. Reminded me of this guy sitting next to us.
Lane Lively rolls it right, wanted to pass again, now fires. Just behind Mullen this time. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4 to go. 2:42 left. Fox stops with the incompletion. Clay Center led 21-20 at halftime, and Abilene's been able to come out. They got a couple of breaks with the fumble by the Tigers that should have set up the short field. And then the Tiger offense just really struggled to get things cooking like they did in the first half.
Yeah, they really have. And even right here, we have 3rd and short because we got a good gain on first down and incomplete pass on second. You want to have a sense of urgency to your offense, but you have to move the chains and get some new downs. Lane Libby under center. The receiver to both sides. Wingbacks in tight again on this formation. 3rd down, 4 to go. And motion goes Hughes. They will fake it. Lane Libby keeps it. He's out near the midfield stripe, diving forward. 1st and 10. Clock will stop as Lane Libby takes it to the Abilene 49. 1st down 10 for the Tigers. Great run by Lane. Good keep there. We needed 3 or 4 yards for first down. He picked up 15 or 16 on that keeper. Moves the change. Tigers with first down.
Play clock back underway. Libby set to go. He'll roll right to pass. Now fires out in the flats. Has a receiver. That's Hughes. Tried to get by one tackler. Does. Then squirts forward. 1st and 10. Ricky, the Hughes. I said he tried to get by a tackler. No, he did get by that would-be tackler.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job of securing the ball, turning upfield, getting the yardage for the first down.
2:25 to work. Clay Center trails here by 18 in this 4th quarter. Libby again under center. Hughes is split off right, 2 receivers left. That's where Libby's trying to go. Now he's caught in the backfield, breaks one tackle, then upended at the 40-yard line. He'll lose a couple. He would have lost about 7 had he not evaded the first tackler. So the 2nd down and 13.
And that first tackler's given us trouble all night long. That's that Colton Mills from linebacker. Lane did escape him on that potential deeper set.
Mills has spent a lot of time in a Tiger backfield tonight. 2nd down, 13. 1:48 left to work in the ball game. Libby puts 2 receivers right. Hughes is left. Campbell, the wingback right. Libby looks right, comes back left for Hughes. It's going to be underthrown and picked off by the Abilene Cowboys as the return for Bender. Now toward the sideline. McCade Melius slows him down. Great hustle on the sideline by Melius to keep him from getting up further, and then Hunter Mullen able to knock him out of bounds.
McCade Melius is another sophomore that's starting and playing all night on Friday night out here now. He did a good job of running him over to that sideline.
Some speed to get over the sideline and some want to there. This late, and the ball came down 39-21. He wasn't going to let him go free.
A lot of want to from McCade there.
1:26 to work in the 4th, and Abilene's going to go to 6-0 as they have a lead of 39-21. Tigers have dropped to 2-4, but you can see the looks on the Tigers' faces. This is a game they planned on coming in and winning, and they led at halftime. And 2 weeks in a row, they've taken on a state-ranked team and given themselves a chance.
Really have, And again, I don't want to use that other phrase about coming out of this with a good loss type of thing.
Right.
I just like how we've played the last 2 weeks. Some missed opportunities,
sure,
both weeks, but I like how we've played the last 2 weeks compared to the first 4.
Abilene just taking a knee on the first down, and so now 2nd and 10. And they'll be able to take one more, maybe 2, and this ball game will be in the books. Tigers out of timeouts and trailing now by 18 inside of a minute, 46 seconds left. Again, they take a knee, and it goes to 3rd down. 39-21. 36 seconds left to go in the game. Abilene knows they've survived here in a tough tussle with the Clay Center Tigers. They get the win, but they had to work for it tonight.
I think so too, and I think Wamego felt like they got out of here with a lucky win last week, and I think Abilene ran into something they weren't expecting to do.
Final knee taken here for Haslett. That'll be the ball game. It's the Abilene Cowboys, a 39-21 winner against the Clay Center Tigers. Good, hard-fought battle. We'll be back with your postgame in just a moment.
Home decorating enthusiasts everywhere welcome fall with all its warm colors and textures. To demonstrate, my assistant Roscoe is going to dress up like Martha Stewart for this commercial.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Here you go, and don't forget the wig. At Central Office, we're offering 20% off all of our fall and Halloween decorating items, just perfect for enhancing the welcoming atmosphere of your home. At Central Office in Clay Center, go ahead, Roscoe, say your line.
It's a good thing.
At Central Valley Ag, we're growing agriculture together. With multiple locations across Nebraska and Kansas, CVA is uniquely positioned to offer producers access to export, processing, and feeder markets for grain. Central Valley Ag is committed to adding value to producers' grain bids by serving as their connection to end users. CVA is also dedicated to providing innovative solutions in the development of a long-term strategy to help each grower achieve consistent profitability. Stop by Central Valley Ag today. Learn more about how we're growing agriculture together.
39-21 is the final in this ball game. Abilene outscoring the Tigers 19-0 in the second half. The difference, the ball game. Clay Center had a 1-point lead at the break, and Abilene secures the NCKL crown with this win and stays undefeated now at 6-0 and finished the league record undefeated as well. A couple of awards to hand out before we wrap it up. Let's start with the big hitter because we talked electrifying play earlier. You know, one of the other kickoff return had to go there. Ricky Hughes, 87 yards. For the second time in the first half, the Tigers returned one to the house on a kickoff, and so your big hitter from Hunley's Garage goes to Ricky Hughes, 87 yards, and the blocking that was out there for the Tigers is pretty amazing throughout the ball game. So Hunley's Garage big hitter, Ricky Hughes, dynamite return, Chet, when he got to the corner, turned it against what looked like a sure angled tackle against him on the sideline. Then he walked the tightrope right into the house.
Well, he's had a few earlier in his career at different levels of football, but we've been expecting one of these for a while now, and he's been awful close. And here it came on the very next kickoff right after Tyler Young.
Right. Our block of the game from a Republican Valley title, we're going to go back to those special teams plays, Chet, because it doesn't happen with guys not holding their blocks. I mean, you hear it at every level. We know it's the truth. The seam that Tyler Young found through the middle, somebody doing their job big time, because he was really untouched once he burst through there. And then Ricky Hughes able to get to the outside because of that block.
Absolutely. You don't get those two kickoff returns unless guys on your team are blocking the other team out. You know, it sounds like silly, fundamental, basic stuff, the obvious, but you can't give the block of the game to anybody else than the kick return team on both of those plays.
Special teams so big for the Tigers tonight. That first half lead they had to break 21-20. So in the Republican Valley title block of the game, the special teams kickoff return squad. Stay with us. Your post game will be on the way in just a moment.
I have bad news. Jake from State Farm does not work in our Clay Center office, and we don't always wear khakis. Good news is State Farm now offers great home and auto loan rates in addition to the auto, home, life, and health insurance that we're known for. Call Dave Borgerding, your State Farm agent, to schedule an insurance and financial review. Now here's
Skelton
from the Lincoln School to sing the jingle.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Football season is the favorite time of year for the guys at B&D Sandblasting and Painting. They specialize in sandblasting stock trailers, hay trailers, and semi-grain trailers. They can make your old trailer look like new and maintain its function and value with their high-quality primer and paint. B&D are also experts at installing seamless guttering on your home or business. When their work is done, you can bet they'll be at the football game supporting the Tigers. Give B&D Sandblasting and Painting a call at 632-0696.
Many life lessons can be learned when you participate in sports, like the value of perseverance, hard work, and teamwork. The whole team here at Clay County National Bank is proud to support the student athletes of our community, and we applaud them as they grow in skill, strength, and character. When you push yourself toward excellence in the classroom, on the field or court, or in your business, you develop skill and self-confidence, and these attributes will serve you well now and in the future. Best wishes for success, Tigers, from Clay County National Bank, member FDIC.
The Clay Center Tigers, a loss here tonight, 39-21 is your final, and the Clay Center Tigers, as we head into your post game, which is being brought to you by B&D Sandblasting, Clay County National Bank, and by State Farm Insurance Clay Center, Dave Bogarting, your agent. The Tigers fell behind in this game, Chet, 6-0, and then boom, Tyler Young takes it back 85 yards. They led 7-6. And then things got a little wacky. Big pass play set up, a touchdown. A block punt by Abilene sets up a short field, and all of a sudden it's a 2-score ball game. You're down 20-7. And then, boom, here come the Tigers again. 87-yard kickoff return by Ricky Hughes. And then they get the football back on a stop. Big sack play, remember, on 3rd and long. Yeah. And they took Hazlitt down in the backfield, got the punt, good field position, and then the Tigers were able to drive it down. Lane Libby eventually hitting Brady Hamill at near the 3-yard line. Hamill then broke a tackle to get to the goal line. Zeb Bloom. Now, remember this. We've talked special teams a lot tonight. I think we need to talk 3 aspects of that. Peyton Lane, your holder. Great job, all 3 extra point tries. And Zeb Bloom booted all 3 through and gave the Tigers a 21-20 lead at halftime.
Absolutely. And, those points are so important, and it influences what the other team does on succeeding plays, whether they're going for 2, which is a lot tougher, or kicking, whatever. But, yeah, he did a great job.
And the Tigers, who hang in here tonight, had to have gained confidence last week in the way they stood up to the Wamego Red Raiders. It showed tonight. They got down, did not turn away from a game plan and what they could do, and then the lead at half against undefeated state-ranked Abilene. And really in the second half, a couple of fumbles set up a short field that put you back on your heels, and then that long time-eating drive that Abilene used to score that final touchdown. You had your chances again tonight. That should vault you into postseason play next week in some good shape.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. We talk about the district games and how that's the real season or the second season or whatever. We are playing the way I want us to be playing going into district. Right. We have been getting better each of the last 3 weeks.
That's the idea.
Yeah. I can't say that about our first 3 weeks.
And could have some personnel back. I know, Bailey Easterberg's been battling, and the thoughts was that maybe he could get back and be ready for district play, and so who knows?
And Caleb Carlson with his head injury, he wasn't cleared for this week. We've got some other personnel out there.
They were a huge part of what was going to be happening.
Absolutely.
Gilbert has been hurt through the year as well. He was out there on the field early on, but they've gained some momentum, I think, even through these 2 losses. Outside looking in, anyway.
Without a doubt. They really are, and there's some good things happening. And I just like what I'm still seeing out of the team with 1:23 to go in the game. What I'm seeing with their attitude and how they're going to the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Because I've seen too many teams that don't go to the line of scrimmage in that same situation.
And it's easy to let yourself not do that, but not with this group. Yep. Tigers will lost 39-21. They head to Goodland next Friday night, opening up district play. For our studio engineer, Garrett Pearson, Chet Carlson, as always, appreciate having you alongside here in the den. We go on the road next week to Goodland, and then Colby and Concordia wrap up district play, and we'll see if we can find a postseason game following that. Tigers now 2-4, Abilene League champs at 6-0 now on the season. Your post game tonight is brought to you by Clay County National Bank, State Farm Insurance, Clay Center, Dave Bogarting, your agent, and by B&D Sandblasting. This is Rocky Downing telling you to enjoy the rest of your football Friday.